Erica was speaking around the corner like she was watching her parents have sex.
Beard. Mike's Lawnmower, your official skag dealer. Beard.
There's no hot mic. I mean, who am I trying to entertain here?
Oh, I think we're on.
Oh, okay, all right. I love you guys. Hey!
Beard Construction.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That was good we went to break then.
Advanced Tire.
Oh, yeah, we're on, baby. We are on. You're on, Bubba.
It's okay.
Big Frog Transport.
You're right.
We're 100% sure we found a problem with you.
Oh, okay.
You're sending a new graphics card.
Big Frog
That,
Transport.
he's diagnosing problems, too. California dreaming. We're back, baby.
Sunbelt Rentals.
All right.
Sunbelt Rentals.
Sunbelt Rentals.
Rio wanted a drink yesterday, and he came back and looked at the bar. He's like, "Nah, I'm good."
What the fuck is he looking for?
I don't know. He was drinking some fucking Sam's Club vodka for a while until there was a couple bugs in there, and then I'd throw it away. It didn't have a top. It looks like there's newer stuff though. Myers rum.
Yeah. I'm surprised.
Some of that shit looks new. Bacardi.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
We're back. Welcome to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show. I gotta see where we. I think I got some feedback. I don't know where I got my feedback from. I'm going through all my.
Are your windows?
Let me see. Up there it was. It was on my. There we go. It was on my X. What a lot of people don't realize is that we are we're like, oh Bubba, you only got 1,400, 1,300 on YouTube. You're really not that big a deal. You're right. But I also have 1,300 on Rumble. I'll have a couple hundred on Twitch. I'll have 1,000 on X. I'll have 100 or so on Facebook. We don't know. That's just our visual. We have 5 visuals.
Yes.
That's just our visual world. Hard telling about our audible world.
Just the 2 guys I met last night. Listen, that's just on audio.
What did you just say?
The 2 guys I met last night just were on audio.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Lummy was like freaking, the head of the mafia last night having courtside meetings at the USF basketball game.
Lummy was at the USF basketball game, and just like Kush said, is the fact that he had major alumni. Now, let me see if I have deciphered your early morning slur when you were telling the story.
Yes.
And that is you had a couple very influential alumni, big-time movers and shakers within the alumni world of the University of South Florida come up to you, identify you.
Correct.
Come up to you and tell you that they are fans of the show.
Yes, big fans.
And they had being fans of the program, they have known probably as early as yesterday, because I think, Kush, didn't we talk about this a little bit yesterday, how we were a little frustrated we had really a good thing. Rhett and Lummy had positioned us.
You mentioned it during the hot mic, and then I said, I got another meeting coming up.
Okay,
It's
but
in the
I mean,
works.
we brought it up on the
Correct.
I think we also brought it up on the air though,
Yes, you
where
did.
I'd mentioned you and Red had put. Well, it was during the hot mic. There was some footage of you and Red at practice, and it was like really, really embedded, cool footage of I think spring ball of USF last year.
Yes.
And it was just super cool. It was like it wasn't like it was like anything you wouldn't see on regular Fox 13 or anything like that. You and Rhett were really getting some good behind the scenes. You guys were at one time behind the line of scrimmage when they were running plays.
Yes.
And somehow, way, shape, or form, when somebody got a hold of the however it went down, we got trolled and we kind of lost our spot, if you will. And I talked about that was just that this sucked because one, digitally, I mean we're at nearly 300 million views digitally. And so digitally, in conjunction with the fact that we have three terrestrial radio markets, one is Tampa, we could probably really, really help USF and their football program. Not really, really help them, like as far as being, but as far as getting the awareness out and what the program's doing and maybe selling some tickets for them and getting just, again, covering them and getting people up to speed on how the new coaches really turned them. I mean, Dion was up for USF, but I think USF actually made the right choice with their new guy.
Yeah, he's doing a great job.
I mean, haven't they been to 2 consecutive bowl games under this guy?
Yes, and won 2 consecutive bowl games.
Right. So, we were going to kind of be partners of the USF football, and that kind of got messed up with some troll action. So Lummy, and I'm assuming because I think you take Walker and you and Ashley, and you go as a family.
Correct.
And was it USF basketball?
Yeah, USF versus Rice. Big win.
Did we win?
Yeah, by 10.
Was USF good this year?
They're not as good as they were last year.
How about the girls' team?
The girls are good. They're good. They're in the top 25.
Wasn't USF boys last year real good?
Yes. And then their coach died and 5 guys transferred.
Oh.
He died like a week and a half before the season.
Kind of like my alma mater. I can never say it. Can you say it, Lemmy?
Alma mater?
Yeah, that. No, you said it wrong,
Yeah,
too.
I did too. Alma mater.
Where I flunked out of college. Indiana State. Remember last year they had this unbelievable team and they went like 23-8 or something like that, and then they lost in the Missouri Valley Conference Finals, and they were one of the teams that got screwed. They should have been given and then they had this guy, remember they called him Larry Nerd?
Yeah.
He was like a 6'8", 6'9", white forward with these like Kurt Rambis type goggles, and they called him Larry Nerd.
Yep.
Well, because Indiana State doesn't really have a lot of money for its program or not real sexy, University of St. Louis, which I didn't know. Well, didn't St. Louis one year make like the Final Four? Way back in the day, like in like the
Yes, they had a good basketball program.
They
at one
did,
time.
yeah, they did, right. I remember that. And I remember like when they had the good basketball programs, like, man, what the hell is that? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, the
It's like when
Billikens.
Gonzaga. Remember when like Gonzaga for all of our.
Well, they're still good.
No, hold on. But they kind of came out of nowhere, and they've been good ever since they broke out. But it was like the late '80s, early '90s when they broke out. And listen, as a basketball NCAA enthusiast, you know the Dukes and the North Carolina. You know who has the prestigious programs. The Dukes, the North Carolinas, the IU, anything from the Big Ten. UCLA. Back when Arizona had Lute Olson and stuff like that. But you never heard of Gonzaga.
No.
Back in the day.
Didn't John Stockton go there?
I didn't even know where Gonzaga is. Isn't it outside of D.C.?
It's in Washington.
Yeah.
State.
Oh, State.
Yeah.
State.
You're right, Lummy.
So anyway, Indiana State's coach got a big time deal to go to St. Louis, and all 5 of his starters transferred and went with him.
No.
All 5. So now Indiana State, I doubt they win a game this year. I could go coach them and probably do as good of a job. I mean, literally.
USF has
if I was going to be a
Number
coach,
ones.
I'd just go and YouTube all of Phil Jackson. Was it the guy who coached for the Bulls? Was it Phil Jackson?
Yeah.
Yeah, he ran the triangle offense and got high. What are you going to do that?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to run the triangle offense and get high, and get some really, 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 badass players. So anyway, Lummy, you were at the game last night.
Indiana State's 9-12, by the way, this year.
Yeah, see, I told you.
USF's 11-10.
So Lummy's at the USF basketball game, and a couple of big time alumni who listen to the show, and supposedly are kind of big time alumni, like might have
Big donors.
might have an influence on some stuff.
Boosters, per se?
Boosters, yes.
Yeah. Or
That are big listeners.
and so they get a hold of Lummy. They reach out to Lummy. They go to Lummy, almost like kissing the ring, and say, "Lummy, heard that you're having some problems with USF. We're big time donors.
Yep.
We're gonna do what we can do to see if we can remedy that." So
Got their contact.
How
and-
cool
yeah.
would that be?
Yeah, got their contact. Said if you have any problems, you just reach out to me.
Lummy, if you were to go to basketball practice and try to play like a small forward, would they swat you? I mean, would you get swatted?
Oh, every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the USF? What's their center? Do they got a
He
7-footer?
yeah, he got suspended. They had 3 players suspended for disciplinary reasons, but he's I think 7'1". They had this big African kid who's 7'4".
Yeah, that's what I want.
He just can't really dribble yet.
You can't.
No, they're teaching him how to play.
What do you mean you want a 7'4" African, Bubba?
I like to be 7'4".
Oh, okay.
And
all right.
African.
Okay, I understand. I got confused for a second. It sounded like you're a little turned on.
No.
I was just trying to go there with you.
I would like to be a 7'4" African, but let me really be jacked.
Oh yeah.
Well,
You know
Dan
what I'm
said
saying?
they don't. Dan said that the tall people don't live long.
They really don't, because their poor little hearts can't.
Not that 5'11" people are living until they're 110. But,
Yeah, not that a 300-pound, 500, let's say 5'9", 5'10" guy like myself.
Isn't Kareem Abdul-Jabbar still alive?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's got to be in the 70s.
Yeah, he's good.
See?
But he was always really, 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 really good at his nutrition, and Shaq's eating shakaroni pizzas, and
Yeah, but he's got a 21-year-old girlfriend, and he's
Does he
So
really?
yeah, she's probably keeping him young.
I bet you she's so smoking hot. Back over to the engine room, to Red and or Macho or both. I apologize for the problems you're having. I know it's not necessarily my fault, but it's my company. And is there anything that I can do to help you? Is there anything that you need? Is there anything I can do?
No, you're good.
Okay. I'm just saying,
Are you gonna lend a helping hand, or are you talking about?
I can't help do anything. I don't know how to do any of what you guys do, but what I'm saying is, is there a piece of equipment or anything like that? Or it was my understanding that the piece of equipment that keeps failing might be under warranty, and that might be the issue.
You want to help us run these new audio cables real quick?
No, no.
Okay.
No, well, thank you. Appreciate it. But I just want to I want to let you guys know that I appreciate your frustration. I can feel your frustration scrambling around, and thank God for both of you to get us on the air under adverse conditions. That was pretty good, wasn't it?
It was good.
All right. Seth, you got 8 boxes of cards yesterday from Hierarchy.
Yeah, that was wild, man.
Anytime you say Hierarchy, you must have. It's my understanding he's a Pack fan.
Yes, he is. Big Pack fan.
Actually lives in Wisconsin.
Yeah, big Pack
He
fan.
sent you 8 boxes that you could have blasted open, and you only opened up one.
Yeah, I just got. Yeah, well, I had
The car issue.
I had the car issues yesterday. Really diminished my zest for wanting to open up all those cards.
I sent you that video, by the way.
Yeah, well, here's what came up on the video that you sent me. That's what came up.
Okay.
Oops, something went wrong.
Let's see.
That's what we need to have that message up on all of our platforms when we can't, we're messed up. People don't realize, man, the amount of equipment it takes to broadcast across 5 platforms and audibly be syndicated into 3 different markets, and then feed Bubba Army HQ, and to keep this whole big Titanic afloat. We're the Titanic before we hit the iceberg.
Oh, we're just cruising.
Hold on, we're the Titanic with better navigation. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like I don't think that we're going to hit the iceberg. All right, do you resend it to me?
Yes.
Let me see.
We already
All right.
hit the iceberg.
Oh, this Seth's car?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Did you say we already hit the iceberg?
Yeah.
Oh. So are we the Titanic that had?
We're trying to get back on the Titanic.
Are we the Titanic that had repairability? That we had the ability to repair?
Yes, and now we're in a tin can going down to see the wreckage of the Titanic.
Oh, okay. So Seth comes in yesterday, and I'm sorry. Seth comes in this morning and says, "I had a problem with I got a car issue," and we're like, "Okay, what's wrong?" You're like, "Well, my car. I went to go start my car yesterday, and it was dead." And so, Macho Man, we went back to the back of the carport area, and I think you guys found some jumper cables. That or Macho Man had his own.
No, I called Erica and to see. I figured jumper cables would be just lying all around back there, but there was we couldn't find them, and then she helped us, and then Macho Man found them, and he was kind enough to give me a little juice from his Mustang, but I don't think he was happy about it.
Macho, were you mad about it? Do you feel as if that's hurting your car?
No, not at all. I was upset at the other situation.
Oh yeah.
So it gave me a little break to breathe.
And I still think I can feel the tenseness in your vocal cords that
We still got the water pumps going.
That this situation, we're not underwater yet, right? We still got the pumps going. There's a 50-50 chance that we could survive. But I can tell that you're pissed, like you are pissed off. I hope you guys aren't mad at me, though.
Uh-oh.
I'm not sure that's where you're supposed to tell me.
Oh,
you're not
absolutely
mad at
not,
me.
sir.
Okay,
Appreciate
thanks.
it. Appreciate all your help.
So anyway, Macho Man jumps Zeth. Yes, that's what he calls him. Jumps Zeth yesterday. Zeth gets the car going, and Macho Man gives him the right advice. He's like, you need to drive this right to a Discount Auto Parts or AutoZone or O'Reilly's or a Napa. You need to drive this to a car parts store.
I'm like, later. He's like, no, now. He said,
right now.
He said
because
if you turn your car off, it
may
not
not
come
start.
out.
Right.
Yeah.
So here's a good thing about almost all the O'Reilly's or AutoZone or Discount Auto, like Lummy, they all offer free battery check.
Yes.
Like if your battery's dead, you can drive there and they will hook this. You can literally go up to the counter and so Seth, let me send it back over to you because you did experience this. So rather than me to give play-by-play as to what I think happens when you go to which auto place did you pick?
I don't know which one it was called, but
AutoZone?
No, I think it was like Discount Auto Parts, maybe.
All right, Discount Auto. Where at? Over in St. Pete?
Dale Mabry and Euclid. No, I stayed in Tampa.
Okay, so Dale Mabry and Euclid, Discount Auto Parts. You pull in. I'm assuming you leave your car running.
No, I turned it off. Well, because I knew that I'd get a new battery. So
all right, so you think that you have a fault of a dead battery?
Of course, yeah.
So you turn it off.
Yeah.
You go to the front counter and you say what?
I said, howdy, sir. My
name is Seth Kushner, and I know a lot about cars, and I just want to let you know that I feel I got a dead battery. So if you could tell me what type of battery I need to put in my Ford Hemi here, maybe give me a couple wrenches so I could do my job myself, I'll be right along my ways now.
I said,
run my debit card, hopefully it'll go through, and I won't get a decline deal. And if I do, I'll call my wife and get her debit card.
Yes.
So if you could just kindly show me what kind of battery I need for my Ford Hemi, I'll be right down the road.
Well,
now.
at first he was talking to somebody, so I went over to the diehards and I was looking at him to see what I was assessing, and so
you were looking at the prices.
Yeah. Because Macho
a good
Man
battery's about $100.
Yeah, Macho Man told me how much it might be. So I told the guy, I was like, hey, I think I need a new battery from our Ford Fusion, and he said, did you get it from here? And I was like, I think so. And he said, is it under warranty? And I go, I have no idea, man. And so he came out and he tested my battery, and he said there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, so you brought his tester out.
Yeah.
So at that point, did he test your alternator?
Well, then he came. Then he said, "Well, do you want me to test?" I don't know. I couldn't pick up what he said, but he's like, "Do you want me to test?" Blah, blah. And I said, "Yeah." So he went in my car, and then he plugged something.
He plugged it into the EPC, whatever it's called. Every car within the last 20 years being built has a little module that you plug in right kind of underneath the steering wheel, and it'll give you kind of a diagnosis of your car, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So he did that, and he said that there's nothing wrong with it.
Right. So you're like, oh my God. So like,
No, I said, why? I was like, why did my car start? I mean, he's like, I don't know. I said, is it a fluke? And he goes, maybe. And I was like, am I really making sense here with the car guy? Like, this is really just some sort of fluke. So I went back. I went back to St. Pete. I switched out my car with Phoebe, used her car. I just walked, when I went to go get the mail yesterday, I tried to start my car again and it worked. And then this morning when I came down, it was like I had to like really lean on the button. I mean, it was like I was like hoping and praying, and I finally got it to start.
so you come in today with this story.
And I'm like, what's going on?
And I tell I tell Seth what I think it is. He's like, there's no way that could be it. And then Lummy backs me up and says, oh yeah, that's happened to him before. And here's what I told Seth I thought potentially could be wrong with his car. And I guarantee you chat will probably back me up. I said, the battery in your fob is dead or low, and it's just intermittently, by chance, when it does start, it's because it's been able to sit around for a few hours and kind of rejuvenate itself. But if quick back-to-back starts, so anyway, I diagnosed it as a key fob problem. I have a battery kit in my apartment. Specifically, these batteries, they're like the little watch batteries. They're like little, have you seen them?
Yeah.
They're like little watch batteries.
Yep.
So I got a battery kit back at my apartment. I told the merch crick. I mean, Seth, what a great boss.
I know.
I dispatched my girl
You did.
to bring my, I got this it's like a box like this big, and it's got all kinds of batteries in it, including key fob batteries. So she goes, and
You yelled at her too.
what do you mean I yelled at her?
You go, what's taking so long? When are you gonna have
would you shut up? You're such a tattletale.
Well, I mean, I'm tattling the truth. I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I'm just trying to show what a great woman she is.
She's an unbelievable woman. She's very resourceful. So she goes I give her the key fob. Seth's key fob. She goes to the kitchen. She pries it. I had it halfway pried apart. She pried it the rest of the way apart, and she put a new battery in there. I gave it to Seth, and this is Seth walking out. Now, this could very well not be the issue.
Correct. I would have deleted the video if it didn't work.
So, but what I'm saying is, but I think this probably is the issue. Hold on. So, this is just about, 10 minutes ago?
Yeah, about that. Moment of truth.
Oh, you're filming?
Gotta show Bubba's right?
Okay, all right, let's see.
Here we go. Did it work?
I mean, it's working. I mean, it worked. It's
So Bubba was right?
Bubba seems to be right for the time being. We'll check in a couple hours.
So you're still doubting?
A little.
Yeah. That's the unappreciative.
What do you mean, dude? You're a hell of a hand. Thank you.
Is there anybody else in chat? Because they usually have some pretty good insight into things that I've diagnosed or what we're talking about or whatever.
May I ask a question though?
Yes.
If it's my key fob, then how come when Macho jumped me yesterday, how come it gave me juice right away? That's the only thing I'm confused about.
It just could have possibly been that the key fob, you jiggled it the right way, and it made it just.
Or did this Mustang give me so much horsepower that it was able to just go through my fusion and get it to start, even though I had a weak key fob? Or some things can you just not explain with cars? Because it seems like I got you stumped.
Here's the thing: the reason why I thought it was the key fob was because when they hooked it into the computer, the guy hooked this little thing up, and he said that diagnosis little thing that he has, that little I don't know, it's probably the size of maybe half the size of an iPad when they stick it into your car to diagnose what's wrong.
Yeah.
The one thing it can't diagnose is your low batteries in your key fob. It cannot diagnose that. It could diagnose a bad alternator. It could diagnose a bad battery. It could diagnose a bad battery connection or ground. But it cannot, because the fob is not hooked up to anything. It's just remote. So the one thing that diagnosis screen cannot detect is the strength of your fob battery. And so since your car completely checked out and the diagnosis machine that they were using said nothing was wrong, the only thing in the chain of command of starting your vehicle would be the fob. Now, some people are saying it's not the fob.
People are saying that it might be a slow leaking battery. Are you leaving your dome light on, your trunk light on? Anything might be draining the battery overnight. Also could be the problem.
Well, his battery's like the original battery, too. I think it's just overnight it loses its charge, so it's slowly going bad.
So at the end of the day, when he drove up to the auto parts place because he had it on for an extended amount of time, the battery had a chance to recharge itself, and it would show that it was good.
Correct.
Well, you can never go. Here's the thing, Seth. You can never go wrong with putting a new battery in, especially on a car that's over 5 years old. The batteries in Florida with the heat and stuff, the heat zaps out the battery just as much as living up in Indiana in the wintertime. So, they recommend you change your battery every 5 years and or less. So maybe it's time to put a new battery in, which we can do.
No, I'm fine with that. I just, like I said, I figured the guy would have. I thought I was, those places are all about getting hustled. So I figured if I needed anything close to a new battery,
you were ready to get hustled, weren't you?
Yeah, and I was shocked.
You walked in there to the counter and said, "Hustle me."
I was
buddy.
shocked.
I
was shocked when he said there was nothing wrong.
Lummy, I think we got $20 for Mushroom Mitch. Thank you, my friend. I'll take a look at it. And we need to get a hold of Napa Mike.
Well, Napa Mike's the one saying all that in chat.
Well, tell Napa Mike to get us his cost on a
new battery
on a new 2018 Ford Fusion.
Jeez, I don't even know, something like that. Maybe a 19.
He doesn't even know. We'll get the VIN number. Let's get the VIN number. Shoot over to Mike. See what his cost on a new battery is. Seth, you can go pick it up. And then we can install it. Like installing a new battery is not a big deal.
Okay.
So
that sounds good.
But at least you got new keys in your fob too.
Yeah, that's right.
Of course, nobody ever wants to give me. It could very well be a fob issue.
That's true too.
But
I hope it's a fob issue.
Probably it's not, because a lot of times, if you have a low battery fob, it will tell you on your instrument panel.
Well. Also, when I connected the jumper, when it sparks because it's pulling so much power, his battery was dead.
It just sparked. I mean, it didn't do nothing.
When you connect the connectors to the terminals, it goes
right
because it's pulling so much juice. So I strongly think it's the battery.
So Seth, we could film you putting a new battery in.
There we go.
Okay. That's cool.
I'll give you the tools, the wrenches and the pliers and everything you will need. And let me give him a wire brush, because you should always scrape off the corrosion of the cables.
Yep.
And all of that, Seth. So we need to Napa Mike. We need to find the VIN number so Napa Mike can find the right battery, and Napa Mike can give us his discount at the local Napa dealer.
Well, Seth has been there, so he's familiar with it.
Yeah, but they didn't know who Mike was last time.
Oh.
Because Mike's such a big wig up in Atlanta that they didn't know. But Mike, because we only know him as Napa Mike, so we walked in and said, "Hey, we're Napa Mike's friends." And they're like, "We don't know who Napa Mike is." Now we knew who Mike Rosanowski is, or whatever the hell his name is. And that's indeed the person that blew in the order. And I think we got dead. What did we buy? What did we? What's the last thing we bought?
Brakes and rotors.
Brakes and rotors, right? So we'll get you a new battery, Seth, and we'll create content out of it and have you installed. It's not a big deal at all.
Okay.
But you're going to be dealing with battery acid and stuff.
Awesome.
Illegal immigrants arrested by ICE since Trump took office. Now, it's my understanding that I don't think the Biden administration or the administration prior to Trump, I don't think they were arresting anybody. I think these were zeros, weren't they? I mean, I don't know. Maybe you can look up, illegal immigrants arrested by ICE during the Biden administration. Maybe there's a statistic for that. And they were doing the same thing. It just wasn't as highly publicized. I want to be fair.
Of course.
I want to be fair. And, if Joe Biden's ICE directive or the leader of ICE or Homeland Security or his borders or whatever, they were also arresting illegal immigrants. To me, they weren't.
It showed last year, because I'm trying to find the total, but last year they had a 3,000 arrest.
Well, it looks like we're at 3,000 already.
Yeah, Tom Homan said he wants 1,800 a day.
Well, so January 22nd, 2 days after Trump took office, 460. The next day, the 23rd, 538. The next day, the 24th, 593. The next day on the 25th, bad day for him, might have been a Friday, 286. January 26th, 956. And January 27th, just 2 days ago, 1,179. So you said Biden did what? How many in 1 year?
3,000.
3,000 a year? Okay, 460 plus 538 plus 593 plus 286 plus 956 plus 1179 equals, that's 4,012. So in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, in 6 days, Trump has already arrested more illegal immigrants than Biden did all year last year. Right?
Yes.
I mean, right?
Well, yeah, that's why Trump got voted into office, because he was going to, clear out the immigrants and lower the price of eggs.
I actually, the guy who drew my blood yesterday is from Venezuela. His name was Carlos, and I could not have been more proud or more. It was just so refreshing to hear his story and his take on our country from a guy that is an immigrant and immigrated to our I don't know if is that right? Is that the right word? Immigrated? Is that the right word?
Migrated? Is it migrated?
Migrated. That came to our country the correct way, and how hard he has worked. He has now been with One Blood for 7 years. I mean, he's a supervisor. He has a family. And he is of not a citizen, but he is, I forget what it's called. Is he
an ambassador to Venezuela?
He's a U.S.
resident alien.
He's a resident alien.
Stephen Fisher gifted us up. Thank you.
And next year he has to take his test to become an American. And he's like so proud that he gets the chance to take that test. And he is absolutely because I got to sit there for 30 minutes, get my milkshake blood sucked out.
That's
and
right.
I was the only one in the bus because a lot of people don't go to the big red buses because they're afraid. A lot of people don't like giving blood. Seth, you probably wouldn't like to want to give blood, would you?
I gave blood a lot when I thought I had AIDS. So that was my way of them testing it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Poor man's AIDS test is to give blood and see if they don't get back to you. You're good.
Yeah.
Listen, that's the one thing. I think yesterday I hit the 9 gallon club.
Did you get a T-shirt?
No, they gave me a $20 gift certificate. Which wasn't too bad.
No.
So anyway, I'm talking to this Carlos dude, and he's like, me and my family get so mad when we look at all these Venezuelan immigrants that commit such heinous crimes and don't get jobs and don't, try to work, and it makes us, Venezuelan people that did it the right way look so bad, and it just really, really upsets me. And he was for Trump. He's like, I think they should send all the ones that got in here illegally, deport them, and encourage people to try to do it the right way. But he was just such a great dude to talk to. So let me listen to this. He said he asked me to fire him some, because when he takes his test to be an American, it's all about the history of our country. You have to study.
Yeah.
So my first question to him was, okay, Carlos, who was our 16th president? He didn't know that one. I said, I'll give you a hint. He wore a top hat and he freed the slaves. And then he immediately knew who that was. So I guess that's pretty good. Now he knows. Then I said, okay, what is the main document that our country, is ran by? And he said the Constitution. I said, correct. And then I asked him, who was the president that got shot in Dallas? He knew that. And then I was just asking him some questions. Yeah, I was having a great afternoon. I was getting my blood sucked out and talking to a Venezuelan about U.S. history. Does it get any better than that?
A little pre-American screening. That was very nice of you, Bubba.
Yeah, exactly. This woman here, she doesn't like the fact. Well, a Hispanic woman says Trump supporters are no longer allowed to eat Mexican food or go to Mexico because they voted for Trump. Who in the hell... Listen, bitch, who in the hell gives you the right to tell me what I'm going to eat and where I'm going to travel and it doesn't matter who the president is. Doesn't matter who I voted for. Doesn't matter who you voted for. Sounds like if you voted for Trump, you're not allowed in Mexico. You're not allowed in Cabo. Don't have margaritas. Don't have tequila. No tacos. No enchiladas. None of that for you.
Sorry, Lummy.
Coming from a woman that I don't know is an American.
And let me make something absolutely clear, unless it wasn't already.
These are the kind of women that I just want to.
You want to just what?
Punch in the mouth.
Make out with? Oh.
And let me make some.
I'm not advocating violence on women at all, but these are just the kind of women that really get my,
Which ones? The ones that try to ban you from Mexico?
No, just try to be all bossy and authoritative, like whatever, and like tell me what I can and cannot do. When you don't even have more American legal standing than I do. I'm an American. I'm born in this country. It doesn't matter who my president is. Doesn't matter who I voted for. I am an American. Period. And I can do whatever I want. I can eat wherever I want, and I can travel wherever I want.
That's right.
And so who the hell are you, you bossy ass bitch?
Oh, yeah.
I hate bossy ass bitches because chances are bossy ass bitches don't know what they're talking about.
That's right.
And let me make something absolutely clear, unless it wasn't already. If you voted for Trump, you are not allowed in Mexico. You are not allowed in Cabos, Cancun, Puerto Vallarta, Aguascalientes, none of that. Guess what, baby? That's all in Mexico. You don't like us, we don't like you. Don't go there. Stay in your...
Hold on. You don't like us, we don't like you. Nobody's saying we don't like you. What we're saying, or I guess the current administration is saying, is that, and the American people voted this guy in, is that we want people like you to be proper, to enter into our country properly. That's it. Fill out the paperwork, contribute to the tax code. Don't be, jumping over a fence or, put your coat down over some barbed wire. And listen, we want, legal, immigration. Don't say that we don't like you. I love Mexicans. And I love Mexican food. And now, listen, I don't really need to go to Mexico. I don't really, but I like to have who wants to really go to Mexico?
I don't know. People love Mexico.
Some people do, yeah.
I mean, if you go to the right part of Mexico, I heard it's great because it's safe and stuff like that. But if you go to the wrong part of Mexico, you're done. They'll cut your head right off.
In Mexico. You don't like us, we don't like you. Don't go there.
Yeah, no. You don't like us. We like you. Plenty of Mexicans I like.
Yeah.
Stay in your country. Figure it out. Vacation, I don't know, maybe Nebraska perhaps. One of the red states that you love so much. Stay there. Don't have margaritas, don't have tequila, no tacos, no enchiladas, none of that for you. Stick to what you know. Maybe a burger, perhaps. No.
I hate bitches that get their head a going and then their hand, they start pointing at you and all that.
Or in that New York Yankees hat.
Yeah, exact. Bingo. Right on point. Snoop Dogg has addressed all the hate that he received for performing for President Trump's inauguration ball on Sunday. The rapper, I didn't know Snoop was 53.
Jeez.
Shared a video on Instagram where he addressed the criticism he received after his appearance. Maybe you can find me this Instagram post. For all the hate, I'm going to answer with love. Yeah, man, because I'm high.
If you click on the Instagram, that blue link, it should take you right to it.
Oh, that would be great.
Yep.
Perfect. Here we go. This him. Man, Snoop Dogg's got the life, man.
No kidding.
Probably not driving. Probably got a driver.
Is he gonna talk?
Man, he's high as a billy goat. And he's smoking that blunt right down to zero, is he not? Somebody said he had a guy that rolled his joints and made 50 or 60,000 a year that had done nothing to roll up his blunts. Didn't you guys hear that?
That's been going on for like 20 years.
I think he's just jiving there. I don't know where.
Usually in the stories, they always put their thing up.
Usually they got the link to him saying what he did. That's just him reading the book, I think. I don't know. Video has no sound.
Well, the issue is that
he says that he was not black anymore or something.
Well, it's not that. It's that I believe in 2016 he called anybody that would be performing for Trump it's Uncle Tom and N-words and stuff like that. So people are just kind of holding him to the hypocrisy, I guess, that he had 8 years ago. I mean, he was pretty vocal about it.
For all the hate, I'm going to answer with love, said Snoop in a video as he sat in his car and took a hit from what appeared to be a blunt. Get your life right. Stop worrying about mine. I'm cool. I'm together. Still a black man. Still 100% black. All out till you ball out or till you fade out. Fail out. Fall out. Jesus, I'm stupid. I think I took a stupid pill today, Lummy.
No way, dude. You nailed that key fob despite the leaky battery.
Hi, who's this?
Oh. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Hello? Hey, I was just touching on that subject where you were talking to the Venezuelan about how he appreciated what Trump was doing. And I had a similar story. My truck was all decorated. I drive a triaxle, and it was decorated with the Trump flag, and America runs on Trump flag on the side of my truck on the 20th when inauguration happened. And I had to take them off, and they were laying on the ground at the job site. And I pulled up yesterday, and there's a full crew that comes in after us that lays the concrete, and they're all Mexicans, and they're all, Latino. And they had taken the signs off the ground and hung them up on the job, and that just shows a lot of them are appreciative of what he's doing.
Most immigrants that are working regular jobs, like laying concrete or roofing or, just picking produce or whatever, most of them that are working they align with Trump's immigration policy because most of them got in the right way and didn't get in the illegal way and are not committing crimes and are busting their ass raising their families and are doing jobs that a lot of Americans won't do. So a lot of them, have no problem with Trump being tough on immigration with people that have committed crimes or got into our country illegally. Most of them have got in. Most of the ones that we speak with, we interact with, like you and guys on the job site and things like that. They have, these immigrants are great dudes, the hardest working dudes on the job site for the most part.
Yeah, they are, and they're for him. And I just gotta say, Bubba, I really appreciate your resilience through this whole thing, and your freedom of speech, your stand on freedom of speech. It's refreshing.
I appreciate it, but it comes with a cost, and that is, everybody. I mean, the minute you take a position politically, you've alienated half of your audience, and they start calling you this and calling you that. I'm all about the candidate that aligns with my beliefs more so than I am with what their party affiliation would be. So I thought Trump had a better plan to make our country stronger, and so that's why I voted and somewhat championed his cause, because I feel as if the Democrats, and I think there's good Democrats that will say, like Seth's mom and others, that the Democratic Party needs a reset right now. Trump shouldn't have won probably by the margins that he did. And it shows you right now that they, put their eggs in the wrong basket initially with Sleepy Joe for getting reelected, and they should have probably picked a better candidate and during the primary phase. And obviously they have 4 years to regroup and come up with a candidate that can resonate with the American public better than what they put up.
Do you think it'll be a Republican on the next ticket after Trump?
You mean, JD Vance?
Someone that.
You mean JD Vance will be probably the Republican nominee, and then when you're asking me, what do I think that the Democratic nominee would be, a Republican that flipped?
Well, as far as the country goes, do you think more people are going to swing to the Republican side? And
I think
why don't we see how the next 4 years go?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're a week. We're like 9 days into Trumpville, if you will, and I think that we need 3.5 years of data to see where we're headed. Trump could crap the bed as bad as Joe did. Trump's got some very, very, very 180 degree beliefs and laws from where listen, we are completely opposite of where we were 3.5 years ago, where we're headed, I think. And that can either either going to be disastrous or it's going to be good. And, I think that it's way too early. In fact, I saw that Trump's approval rating wasn't even that good right now. It's really low. So I think we might be so broken, it doesn't matter who takes over. That or Trump might be able, in some of these drastic moves with his different departments on trying to save money and different policies that are a completely 180 from where we came from, that might just be exactly what we need, and we will be a stronger and a better country 3.5 years from now. Or we still suck. We're still behind the 8 ball. And we need a change from his mentality. So obviously we're going to get a change because he can't run again. So whether it's J.D. Vance and Republicans or the Democrats are able to regroup and find a fresh-faced superstar has yet to be determined yet.
Yeah.
All right,
bud. Bob, I got to say, long time listener. I've been listening to you since '93. And then here and there, obviously, over time, you got kicked off a bunch of times. I had to find you. But I got to say, the group you got in there now, unbelievable. You continue to crop these great you got great radio hosts. Seth is amazing. Lummy, I love Lummy, and your whole crew is really, really awesome. And I'm really proud and glad that you're kind of making your way back up there, bud.
Appreciate you, man. How by what means do you catch the show?
I listen on YouTube. I'm Big Arms 101.
Yeah.
I've been around for a long time.
Appreciate it. YouTube's one of our strongest, positions. So, and we also put some cool exclusive stuff up on our YouTube channel, which, by the way, for those that don't know, is at the Bubba Army. Appreciate you, my friend. We look forward to hearing back from you someday.
Awesome, buddy. Have a good one, you guys.
Bye now. When I come back, Scottie Pippen is smoking crack. Absolutely smoking crack. He comes out with a statement that says he could have won, or him and Tony Kukoc and Luke Longley and Steve Kerr and whoever else was, Dennis Rodman.
Why didn't they win? When Jordan
Horace
was gone.
Grant.
In 94?
Yeah.
I mean, they made the playoffs. That's about it.
But, so Scottie Pippen says we could have won 6 championships without Michael Jordan. Well, here's the deal. You won like 3, I think, with him.
6?
No. When he took his hiatus.
Oh, yeah.
You won like 3 with him. And then he took, was it a year or 2? Just
a year and a half off.
Took a year and a half off. Yeah. And in that year that he was gone, you didn't win the championship. So how can you say you would have won the ones that you did with him? Because there was a time before he came back. Now, after he came back, mysteriously, guess what? You won 3 more. So how can you say that you would have won anything without Michael Jordan?
Well,
I think they would have won without you, Scottie Pippen. I think you got it all wrong.
I don't know about that.
Well, he did come out and say that from a team perspective, he is better than LeBron, too. So,
who?
Scottie Pippen.
Said he was?
Yeah.
He was better.
If a team wants to win, if they were to pick between him and LeBron, they would take Scottie Pippen.
Now, listen, I will tell you, Scottie Pippen made Michael Jordan even that much better. He complimented. I mean, listen, Phil Jackson had that team dialed in for when he got Rodman, when nobody would take a chance on Rodman, and some of the, he knew he had, and they had the right personnel to be able to pull off 6 championships. And Scottie Pippen was part of that equation. But for him to make something this outlandish, I guess Draymond Green was really the most critical of Scottie Pippen. He's like, "Are you smoking crack?"
Man, ever since Michael Jordan broke up with Pippen, because Pippen was saying a bunch of stuff, and Jordan called him up, and Jordan essentially, I think, said this was the last conversation we're having. Man, Pippen is taking that stuff hard.
Well, plus, let's not forget what really might be bugging him is that Michael Jordan's son was blasting Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
Oh, Larsa Pippen, yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to hurt the most.
That does. That's where all this is coming from. We'll go.
I sent you what Scottie was talking about with LeBron when he was on.
All right, we'll get to that when I come back, all right?
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
I'm speaking from a team standpoint.
Would you put yourself ahead of LeBron as a team standpoint?
My success as a team is more successful than LeBron. I got 6 rings.
So then, and if I talk to an NBA owner, by the way, this is very helpful because for me as a fan,
Mike's Lawnmower, your official scat dealer. Mike's Lawnmower, your official scat dealer. Mike's Lawnmower, your official scat dealer. Beard Construction. Beard Construction. Construction.
Advance tire. Advance tire. It says, look, it's a look. It's the Lucas Super. It's the Luke. It's the Lucas Super. It's the Luke. It's the Lucas Oil Super Late Models. Late models. It's the Lucas Oil. It's the Lucas Oil Super Late Models. It's the Lucas. It's the Lucas Oil Super Late Models at Ocala Speedway. Speedway. For more information, go to OcalaSpeedway.com. Speedway. For more information, Speedway.com or Speedway.com. Or our Facebook page.
This is Stephen A. Smith's take. It's like it says it's really the first minute, like 36 seconds. He just reacts to it. Baseball clicker ticker. 170 days. What's up, Iggy?
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. As we're, God, what is there, like three days left in the month? Let's close it out strong, kid. This is Stephen A. Smith. I love Stephen A. Smith. And you're saying the first minute of this, let me kind of lays out what we're saying a little bit?
Yeah, first minute, like 30 seconds. He reacts to Scotty.
Himself, the Chicago Bulls legend who won 6 championships with Michael Jordan, that Scottie Pippen. Well, he's had a lot to say about his former teammate recently, and it hasn't been that flattering. Take a listen.
It's not even worth talking about.
The two of them.
When you ask who's better, LeBron or Michael, You can't ask me who's the GOAT between LeBron and Michael. Neither one of them are GOATs.
Okay. I mean, okay, maybe you put Magic in there. Larry wouldn't qualify as the greatest of all time.
He got hurt.
He got hurt.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know what crack what strain of crack you're smoking, my friend. But yeah, that's all there is. It's LeBron or Michael. Like, I guess it depends on what era. But I mean, even statistics. I don't know. Even like as far as championships, Michael won. Did he win 6?
Yeah.
And how many did LeBron win?
I think he's at 4 so far.
He's at 4.
Yeah.
I don't think LeBron in his career is going to win 6. I don't know who has more points. I don't know the stats per se.
I think LeBron's got the records.
Yeah,
but for him, now so at this point it's one of the two. Okay, I mean it's one of the two. That's just it. For this smash nosed stupid son of a bitch that knows the game and was an upper echelon ball player, good one, great ball player. For him to make this statement shows you just how stupid and vindictive he really is.
Who's the GOAT between LeBron and Michael? Neither one of them are GOATs.
Please.
They both won differently. You can't put them at the top of the pinnacle. Magic Johnson, to me, is a bigger GOAT than anybody because of how...
And again, I threw that in there.
Sure did.
He led. How he brought a whole team.
Michael did the same thing.
Yeah.
Michael carried the whole team.
How when the greatest scorer in the game, Kareem, was not there, and him as a rookie
center
steps in and plays a position that no one even knew he could play. That's transcending what you can do as a player.
Look at Steve Smith.
I'm trying to be nice. I really, really am. But what Scottie Pippen just said was some straight bullshit. Especially.
Hold on. That makes it so much more effective, even though I can't play it on terrestrial radio. Wow.
Coming out of his mouth. Before I get into it, however, that soundbite that y'all just saw, courtesy of Patrick Bet David's podcast, the
PBT. By the way, who our former executive producer Rob Gargiulo now is I think his executive producer.
Yeah.
BD podcast, which I've been on as a guest. He had Scottie Pippen on as a guest. Did a great job interviewing him, by the way. That soundbite raised a few eyebrows, and now other NBA players are coming to Michael Jordan's defense. Most recently was Carmelo Anthony on his podcast, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, this past Friday. Check out what Carmelo Anthony had to say.
You can't do this every time, though, Scotty. My nigga, you done been in the bunker with MJ. You done been in the trenches with this guy. You signed up for the Breakfast Club for 6 years. You was part of that. Don't take that away from the guard now after all of these years where whatever feelings you feel about him, that is who it is. That's MJ. You know what time it is with that.
I think he's dropping the N-bomb, Lummy. Yeah. Which I wish he didn't have to beep. I mean, if an African-American man utters that word, who am I as a white guy to bleep it out when the African-American expressing himself chooses to use that word? I used to go round and round with Cox when I had 25 Cent on my show, and he was an African-American man, and he dropped that word a lot. And Keith Lawless would call me and be like, I don't know if we should, but Keith, you as a white general manager are being racist by telling me to tell my black guy who works for me not to use that word. That's almost like being racist in itself. For me to tell an African-American man he can't say a specific word while describing his friends or his, whatever he's talking about.
As far as LeBron goes, leave that man the alone. Leave that alone, Scotty. Pay homage to Magic, but leave them alone. Is the ghost of our league, man. Those are the three. So whatever issues you have with Bron, leave that shit alone, Scotty. Bron ain't even thinking about you.
I think Scottie Pippen's making him look stupid when he comes up with outlandish things like this. Like
matter of fact, Braun. This is a situation where Braun need to see Scottie.
Yeah, true. You know, that would be. And I bet you has LeBron ever been asked, you know, how do you compare yourself to Michael Jordan? I'm sure that over the years, and now that LeBron's been in the league, God, for 110 years, and I think that probably in his career has been asked, where do you compare yourself to Michael Jordan?
LeBron thinks he's the best.
LeBron does?
Yeah, and Jordan thinks he's the best. I mean, why would you think otherwise?
No, I didn't know. I didn't know if
he's King James. I mean, his agent was going on shows, you know, but debating people about why LeBron is better than Jordan.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not like something that he talks about all the time, but yes, he believes that he had a better career than Michael Jordan.
What does Larry Bird say?
I don't know.
What does Magic Johnson say? What does Charles Barkley say?
I think they all say. I think the majority of them all say Jordan.
What does Shaq say?
I
just want to let you know. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell you about my new Shaq-a-roni pizza on. I love. You know what? I didn't appreciate Shaq while he played as much as I probably should have, but I appreciate what he's done after his career.
I appreciate what he's done for Papa John's. I mean, jokes aside, promotions aside, the Shaq-a-roni pizza is the best thing they make.
It's unbelievable, and he's now on the he owns some of Papa John's. They brought him in as to be on the board and kind of be the face with this new Shaq-a-roni things and stuff. And I think they gave him ownership.
Yes.
Have you seen the Shaq-alicious gummies in stores yet?
No, are they weed gummies?
No,
or
they're
are they
these big XL fruit gummies of his face.
Oh, me like so ones that kids could eat, not anything. Yeah.
Just regular candy.
I want Shaq-alicious weed gummies.
There you go.
80% THC.
Jesus.
Because enough is enough.
Let's square up at this point.
Not even square up, but we got now. You talk about man conversations. Me and you gotta have some real conversations. Like what the is going on? You can't keep MJ the GOAT this day and LeBron is the GOAT better than MJ this day. Oh, 6 years later, you know what? Both of them.
Yeah.
Magic is the GOAT. Magic been the GOAT.
See, that's why Melo's my man. Because Melo's a real one and he's honest. Scotty, it's not that he's dishonest, it's that he's bitter. Now, let me be very, very clear. I go off the reservation, per se, when you say you hating on somebody just because you don't believe they're the GOAT. Scottie Pippen's opinion, he's a 6-time champion. He's one of the greatest players in NBA history. He's a top 75 player of all time, one of the elite defensive players the game of basketball has ever seen. You can never take that away from him, okay? But the issue with Scottie Pippen and his opinion is that it has waffled, it has wavered, and Melo was absolutely right to point that shit out. The fact of the matter is, when you look at Scottie Pippen, years ago, MJ was the GOAT. He's on national TV. On NBA Today, if I remember correctly. On ESPN, sitting up there talking about LeBron is great, but he wasn't MJ. Then you get pissed off at MJ, but LeBron is the GOAT now. Now it ain't even LeBron, it's Magic. Magic's a 5-time champion. Universally recognized as the greatest point guard in the history of basketball. And was a winner. Got to 9 NBA finals that dominated the 80s. And he was Showtime, and he was a facilitator, and he was all of that. That's fine. Even Magic and Bird said, Michael Jordan told them to their face, there's a new sheriff in town.
Yeah. When they were on the 92 Dream Team.
Yeah.
They're practicing, and MJ looked at Larry and Magic and said, new sheriff in town, old timers. And both of Larry and Magic's like, yeah, whatever, dog. Whatever.
We all know what time it is. And what makes it so sacrilegious, which is what Melo pointed out, that's the cat you in the bunker with. See, we're not talking about the real when it comes to Scottie Pippen and all of this stuff. We're not talking about the real. You won 6 championships with them. Remember he retired after the first three-peat? Remember how you couldn't get it done as a member of the Chicago Bulls? Courtesy, in part, of the Hugh Hollins call against you on the Hubert Davis jump shot at Madison Square Garden. I get that part, but you still didn't get it done. And then the very next year, Michael Jordan comes back.
And you guys win.
Yep.
Y'all get bounced out in the second round.
Well, he came back half year.
Yeah, he
The
came
Orlando
back right for
Magic
the
with Nick
playoffs.
Anderson and those boys. But prior to that, you were kicking up your sneaker, showing the Jordan emblem on the bottom, begging them to come back. What you asking back for then? It was your team. Same team, by the way, that you got pissed at and deserted because Phil Jackson called the final shot for Tony Kukoc. Remember that? You talking about Jordan this way. Now you throwing LeBron and you saying, don't none of them matter but Magic. Could it be that you bringing up Magic because Magic was a facilitator and you thought yourself as a facilitator? You weren't a facilitator. Even though you played point forward, you wasn't driving in the lane and dishing it out like Magic did. You were help running the triangle and you were an elite defender. But you wanted to quintessential, prototypical point guard that Magic Johnson was.
He just goes off, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So you didn't mirror his game either. Who's it going to be next, Scotty? And why is it going to be somebody else? Could it be because you're bitter? Could it be because of the last dance and you still salty about that? Could it be because when it was time for you to get paid, even though Michael Jordan had advised you not to take the money because it was a bad contract, you didn't listen to him?
Yeah, I remember you took that really bad contract. It looked good like the first year, but then years, like and Jordan told Scotty, don't take this contract because we're going to go and win some championships and you're going to have more leverage. And he took a really, really bad deal. And the owner of the team, the same guy who owns the White Sox, wouldn't renegotiate. Some owners would be like, man, I'll go ahead and tear up this deal. We'll redo one. Not the guy who owns the Bulls and the White Sox. He's hardcore. What's his name? Is it Jerry Weinsdorf?
Reinsdorf.
Yeah, like he's hardcore. A deal's a deal, right? Yep. And that's what he always that's what he always would say. Like people are like, man, why don't you rip up the Scottie Pippen deal and get him paid more? I mean, Scottie Pippen was he was like the 50th highest paid guy in the league.
Yeah, he was 74th in the league at the time, $2.9 million because he signed a 5-year, $18 million deal in '91.
Right, and he should have signed like a 3-year, $9 million deal, and then had that negotiation power, moving forward, and it would have been he would have been clicking off years like 7, 8, 9 million.
Yeah,
like what
and ended up being bitter and trying to hold out and all of this other stuff. Could it be because when Michael Jordan retired and you went and you took your talents to Portland that you couldn't close the deal and Shaq and Kobe put you up out of there in the Game 7? All of that happened. But you talking. Damn, I appreciate Carmelo Anthony calling it out like that. He didn't get as specific as I did, but the specifics that I threw out there is exactly what Carmelo was talking about. LeBron don't need to step to him. Like, what's this? All he's saying is that neither one of them is the GOAT to me, but LeBron's the GOAT of this generation. He just ain't the GOAT over MJ.
Oh, so Stephen A. is an MJ GOAT. I mean, he believes the same way we do. I mean, is there anybody in this building that believes otherwise? I'm an MJ guy. I mean, I'm a Larry Bird guy first, but I'm smart enough to realize that Michael Jordan had a better career and was a better ball player than Larry. Larry got hurt, probably should have played another 5 years or so had he not got hurt. But, I think I'm Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's greatest of all time. And second, in my book, is Magic, and then third is LeBron. And maybe that's just because I'm older. Maybe the new generation has it rated, LeBron, Jordan, Magic. I don't know, but it's those three, definitely. And it just makes it even more saltier and hurts even more when Scottie Pippen, who a lot of his success was because of Michael Jordan, because he's salty and he's bitter and Michael Jordan's son was banging his ex-wife and all this kind of stuff. He comes out with outlandish statements like what he just did. Enough to make the average sportscaster guy, it's like Stephen A. Smith, go absolutely bananas. Right? He's beside himself.
It is what it is. My nephew Josh wanted to be in on this segment too.
It's like Latin sons. They bring their round. Even Seth, you're onto something. Even all black guys want to bring in their relation to get a word in, right?
We had a lot to say about it.
Hey man, we're Operation Pigmentation. We're bringing my son and his friend.
Well, you know what,
Stephen A. even does.
He's got about 17 different shows, so
true.
It's good to spread the love around.
Off the air. So go ahead and tell the audience what you have to say about it now.
Well, I'm on Scotty's side in a way.
What?
You heard me. And the reason why...
He kind of looks like Shador. Doesn't he?
Is because I got 2 questions for you because you keep bringing up what happened when Michael Jordan retired. If Scottie Pippen retired at that same time and Michael Jordan was playing with Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc and them, would they have won the championship?
Wrong question. The right question is 2 points.
Wrong question. Don't make me look stupid on my own show. Be last time you get on here, buddy. And take off that Chiefs nonsense. we pulling for the Eagles. Take that nonsense out of here.
Number 1, would Michael Jordan have quit on his team and refused to re-enter a game because Phil Jackson called the final shot for somebody else?
No, and actually, maybe Scottie Pippen might have been the first really high-profile guy to do that. You know, recently in football, we've had some guys that refused to enter the game, and they've been dealt with accordingly. And it's like came up, but I forgot that Scottie Pippen kind of was the first high-profile person to do this.
Yeah.
When Phil Jackson was calling for a final shot. When Jordan wasn't with the team.
Yeah, against the Knicks in the playoffs.
And they called for Tony Kukoc. Partly, and I've seen some audio from Phil Jackson, and he was like, I called it partly because the Knicks thought Pippen was going to, it was kind of more of a it was kind of more of a trick, meaning I didn't do it because I didn't think Scottie couldn't hit the shot. I did it because I thought the Knicks thought Pippen was getting the ball and Kukoc would have a better shot.
Kind of like how Jordan would pass it off with Steve Kerr, John Paxson.
Right.
Yeah.
And I heard it was years ago that Phil Jackson said, I didn't do it out of spite until I wasn't upset until he refused and act like a baby to go in the game.
Yeah.
Which caused them, for the Bulls to not, at that point now, you know, the Knicks, if Scottie Pippen isn't on the court, the Knicks can reset their defense and defend, you know, that you have to account for Scottie Pippen being out there. But if he's not out there, it makes your defense that much stronger, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if he's out there, the Knicks probably are thinking he's getting the ball. Scottie Pippen had to act like a little bitch and would refuse to go in the game. Is there a video clip of that, Lummy? Will you see?
Yeah, Kukoc hit the game winner, too, so that's the whole thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Would Phil Jackson call a shot for somebody else when Michael Jordan was on the team?
Exactly. That's my point. No, he wouldn't have. Yeah. He would have let Jordan decide it. You know why? Because Jordan was a better offensive player than Scottie Pippen was. So Jordan would have been in a position to make a better decision. That's how John Paxson hit a game-winning shot to win a championship. That's how Steve Kerr hit a game-winning shot to win a championship. What Scottie would do naturally, Jordan would draw attention and create an opportunity for somebody else because his greatness offensively was so supreme that you expected him to take the last shot so he could defer to somebody else and make sure they had a wide open shot. Nobody was keying on Scottie Pippen like that because Scottie Pippen didn't have that kind of offensive repertoire. So that's number 1.
When Jordan was gone and it was Scottie Pippen and Tony Kukoc, you're going to choose Tony Kukoc to take the last shot?
The last shot, yes. You're not saying that Scottie Pippen wasn't a better all-around player, but Tony Kukoc was a better shooter.
That's it, just shooter.
Yeah,
I'm a better offensive player.
But a last shot is...
This is the last time my nephew would be on the show.
The last shot. And so if they're keying on you, Tony Kukoc is a guy that you trust to make the shot. Scottie Pippen can make a play. Tony Kukoc can make a shot. Don't act like you know basketball like your
I'm not calling the play for Tony.
All right, I'm out. Been here long enough.
I sent you that Pippen clip if you did want to see it against the Knicks.
Now, what are the commentators? What were they doing?
Well, this is from ESPN, so they kind of talked to him about it.
Okay.
Leader Scottie Pippen on the bench at the crucial climax of last night's showdown with New York. Channel 7's Brad Palmer has the story.
Phil Jackson believes Scottie Pippen's defection was the culmination of a number of frustrating incidents leading up to Patrick Ewing's game-tying basket with less than 2 seconds left in the game. The Bulls called a timeout and designed a play for Tony Kukoc. Scottie Pippen refused to go back in. Instead, he went to the end of the bench, necessitating a second timeout. Pippen and Jackson got into a cussing match, but Scottie still refused to budge.
It wasn't pretty much Phil taking me out of the game. It was like, we exchanged words and I just took a seat.
So it was your decision based on frustration?
Excuse me?
Scottie, Phil just said you weren't in because you asked out of the play.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or you weren't involved in it?
Exactly.
When you say exchange words, what happened?
I have no comments on that.
But the Bulls survived without Scotty. Tony Kukoc hit a 22-footer to win it for the Bulls.
I mean, that even makes Scottie Pippen look worse.
Yep.
When the play that Phil drew up worked, it makes the guy that was being a little bitch even look like more like a little bitch. And now, later in life, as you talk about your good career and your 6 championships that you won with Michael Jordan, I don't know if you got a new book that's coming out, or I don't know what you're promoting or why you're trying to get all this heat on you, but you're being stupid. You were stupid back then, and you're stupid now.
And later,
when really you're just salty because Michael Jordan's son was blasting your ex-wife. That's where Kushner called that one out.
Pippen admitted it was a well-called play by Jackson. Scottie Pippen met briefly with reporters today, but only to talk about the game, not the incident. When somebody said, "Where do you and Phil Jackson go from here?" Scotty said,
"Man, that's what
4.
reporters look like. Reporters, they're
right.
hot chicks."
Yeah, exactly. This is when a dude could be in the locker room and get the inside scoop.
This is when he was hired based on the merit of
his reporting.
Yeah, not just based on how his rack looks on Instagram.
Exactly. This is when some pencil neck geek never played the game but knew every facet of the game and was an unbelievable reporter, and there was no DEI, there was no nothing. It was, hey, this nerd here really knows how to report basketball.
No babes, nerds only.
When Phil Jackson go from here, Scotty said game 4 and promptly departed. A little later, Phil Jackson stopped by and tried to defuse the whole issue.
Scotty chose not to go on the court last night.
I really am a huge Phil Jackson fan. Man, he was the man.
He was.
Went on, had won. How many did he win in L.A.?
I think he's got 11 total.
I think he's got 11 total.
Does he? Yeah.
Yeah. I think maybe whoever coached the Celtics back in the days has more.
Red Auerbach?
Maybe Red, yeah. Maybe. I don't know.
I think he tied him, I think.
Yeah. This.
For his own specific reason. I put in a better passer than Pete Myers. Besides, Scotty had a fat lip and looked ugly at that spot. And we got the job accomplished, and that's all that matters to us right now. He talked to us all and let us know where he was standing and how he's feeling and apologized.
Bill Weddington?
Yeah, for his beard.
For just the incident in general, not that anything was done wrong or anything, just the whole incident was, he apologized, and that's basically all that needed to be said.
So did Scottie Pippen apologize to the team? Is that what he's saying?
Yeah, I guess Bill Cartwright went up crying to Pippen after the game, and I guess Pippen then apologized.
Well, the Bulls are doing all they can.
Bill Cartwright was pretty intimidating with those goggles.
No, that was Horace Grant.
That was Horace Grant.
Yeah.
Didn't Horace Grant end up in Magic?
Right. Yeah, he did.
And to put a positive spin on this, actions certainly speak louder than words. If Scotty and the Bulls come up big in Game 4, all of this will quickly blow over. But if they don't, we could be feeling the aftershocks for some time to come. From Deerfield, Brad Palmer, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.
Jackson had 11.
Talking about real reporters, Seth. Look at this.
This was only 1999.
This is 1999 Big Ten tournament. Look at
I think it's ridiculous. The Big Ten pushes everybody out into the parking lot. There's plenty of room in the United Center. We've done live shots in there for the NBA Finals, Stanley Cup playoffs. But the Big Ten, I guess, wants to be like the bureaucratic gorilla known as the NCAA. So their ball. They're going to win this one, I guess, Jim. From United Center, Brad Palmer, ABC 7 News.
Oh, no, Professor, they never beat you, but you get inside and stay warm.
Professor. Again, like Seth said, that's when reporters there wasn't a DEI situation. There wasn't, how much I can squeeze my rack up.
There was no lawsuits about, groping the makeup woman.
No, none of that.
He went out there raw, natural.
In the GOAT debate, that's still saying that you're ahead of Michael. So your position is still in the game of NBA. You're the greatest of all time all around.
I'm speaking from a team standpoint.
Would you put
As a
LeBron?
standpoint.
Would you put yourself ahead of LeBron as a team standpoint?
My success as a team is more successful than LeBron. I got 6 rings.
So then if I talk to an NBA owner, by the way, this is very helpful because for me as a fan, I've followed this. So if I speak from an NBA standpoint.
Don't lay down, PBD. Don't let this guy spread this nonsense.
Owner, and I want to find an all-around player to be my number one. You think the average owner is going to pick you or LeBron?
I don't know.
Got it. So that.
You want individual accolades or you want championships? Because I didn't chase mine.
But when you say you're the greatest of all time in the GOAT debate, that's still.
All right, that's over. Let's close out this Scotty stupid nonsense. Let's go to this next. Coming up next, this big shrimp caper. They're saying that that shrimp fraud is running rampant in all and amongst all the bordering states of the Gulf of America. That from like Louisiana, Alabama, Florida, where else? What? Texas, Mississippi. They all say, various seafood restaurants say, Gulf shrimp, Gulf of Mexico shrimp.
It's not even just shrimp; it's fish too. But it's they could put the spotlight on shrimp on this one.
And they're saying where the shrimping industry it's a fraud because most of the shrimp that they're getting, and it specifically says that Clearwater, Tampa. It said Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Biloxi, Mississippi, Galveston, Texas, and Tampa Bay, Florida. These researchers found a significant number of restaurants that were passing off their shrimp as locally sourced, even though they were grown on foreign farms imported into the U.S., and it says the highest shrimp fraud rate is Tampa Bay and St. Pete at 96%.
Iggy McGillicuddy, $20. I got 7 rings.
Only Iggy's got 7 rings. I think 7 rings are Iggy, Shivering Kenny Priz, the Bubba Light,
D in the back,
Cable Dog, Scotty Landers, Big Man 028, the Nashes, Larry Plummer, Airtight, LM Close, Scout and Big Gulp, and Super Fat Bubba Light. I think those are my only 7s. I think that's the 7 ring list.
That's impressive. That's like naming all the states.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's 14. It looks like
14 what?
7 ringers.
14?
Yes.
Why don't I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What am I missing?
JJ Charger.
Did I say LM Close? Oh yeah, JJ. No, I don't know the JJ Charger. I don't. Did he get one this year?
I thought this was last year getting it.
We're gonna have to
look that up. Okay.
To look that up. Only 2 out of 44 restaurants in the Tampa Bay St. Pete area were actually serving authentic shrimp harvested from the Gulf of Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So 90
Gulf of America.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The other tests yield similar results. Biloxi 82%, Galveston 59%, and Baton Rouge 30%. So that means that 2 of 44 restaurants that they went around in this area, only of 44 restaurants they went, only 2 really had. And is it Gulf of America shrimp? And does the Gulf of Mexico / America produce really good shrimp? And that's why you want to say they're Gulf of America shrimp compared to saying they're shrimp sourced from anywhere else? Or is it just because people feel better that it's fresher because it came out of their own back door?
Yeah, that's the reason.
That's the reason.
That's not a reason. It's
is
just
the quality that they get from these are farm raised shrimps as good as Gulf of America shrimps?
It depends on the processor, the kind of shrimp. I mean, because the Gulf shrimp has different kinds of shrimp than you can get in the Gulf. I mean, there's whites, there's pinks, there's reds. A lot of them that they're saying are farmed that people don't know about. There's red shrimp coming out of Argentina that are
red shrimps.
Yeah, the red shrimp, and they're just calling those Gulf shrimp because there are red shrimp in the Gulf.
I do love shrimp.
Yeah, no, shrimp are amazing. I mean, some people just pump it too much, and but it's hard to tell.
Is there a big markup on shrimp?
Yes.
I can't say for sure, but I think they got this tip from Lummy Investigates because he sniffed this one out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think so too.
They do the same thing from seafood too. I mean, fish, every single
The fishing
thing
business is a dirty game, ain't it?
Oh yeah, it's all from a lot of it's from out of the country. Yeah, it's a big fraud.
When we come back, I'm going to get into our main story, and that is this very large African American woman who is upset because she's a rapper. What's her name? Danny. I forget.
Hell. Damn it to hell. What's her name?
What? Damn it
That's
to hell.
close
Here we
enough.
go.
Oh, yeah. Dank
DeMoss. So Dank DeMoss is her name. And we actually...
Look, I mean, those what are those things called? Like Spanx? What are those things?
That's called
past.
a fupa.
That's
called a fupa.
Spanx push in, Lummy. That's
because they really kept her in from her music video. Because
I'm going to get into Trump's new
That's
press.
a car cover.
I'm going to get in.
If you love that segment, then check out BubbaArmyHQ.com and do a deep dive on past shows. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be right back.
Fight?
Is that real?
Yeah, it's real.
Who's he taking on?
His brother.
Oh, come on.
I thought it'd be a good clip with you talking about it.
I know. Is there any video of it?
No, they just tweeted that yesterday.
Yeah. It's gonna be such a gimmick fight.
This is it. I mean, this is the end if this really happens.
You don't think that they're gonna come out and really get after it?
I don't know what the fuck's gonna
I
happen.
mean, it's gonna be like Rocky and Tommy Gunn
That's so
in the
stupid.
streets. Just
I mean, what? I mean, you want to go punch your brother? I mean, I guess that's cool for money. Super cool for money.
I mean, it's in March though.
Sunbelt Rentals, Mike's Lawnmower, your official skag dealer, Beard Construction. Advanced Tire, Big Frog Transport, and West to West Construction. Advanced to bring you the 54th Annual Winter Nationals. Nationals. Witness history being made with 5 nights of Lucas Oil Super Late Model Racing. Tuesday, February 4th through Saturday, February 8th. Saturday, February 8th. Saturday, February 8th. Saturday night. Night 25,000 to win. All the National Super League. All the National Super Late Model drivers will be there. There for the all there for the late model drivers will be there for the almost all the National Super Late Model drivers will be there for the
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Let me just throw me a curveball, news-wise. It's getting a little cold for you, Kush.
Yeah.
I can bump it up one.
This world, not the studio.
The world's getting cold.
The world's a cold place, Bubba.
Let me, in between commercials, I'm trying to edit my commercial that's going to run on 3 JVC radio stations in Ocala about Bubba Raceway Park / Ocala Speedway hosting the 54th Annual Winter Nationals, the Lucas Late Models, next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 7,000 to win Tuesday, 7,000 to win Wednesday. Then I think Thursday it's 10,000 to win. Friday it's 15,000 to win. And Saturday it's 25,000 to win. So Tom Bean's very, very nervous. Had a $256,000 total purse. So I got to put some asses in the seats, my friends. If you're listening to my voice and you're in Florida and you want to see some really good. By the way, I think the weather is going to be better next week. And so come on out. I understand Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday could be tough, but Friday and Saturday, boy, I'd really like to have you at my place to see some really good racing. I don't know. I think these late models are now producing 1,000 horsepower. And I think there's just going to be some really good racing. We had good racing this past weekend with much lower horsepower vehicles, street stocks and open wheel modifieds. The racing was just unbelievable, clear to the wall. And I think the late models, they'll be doing sliders and going clear to the wall, which that high line is really the preferred. I mean,
how much for a couple of pit tickets?
I think they're $50.
Ooh, that's a steal.
Yeah.
You can buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
That's it. Lummy,
high side Willie.
The moment you've all waited for, March 27th on, is it going to be, I'm guessing, Cinemax or
HBO Max.
HBO Max, and they're going to stream it, and it's Jake Paul versus Logan Paul.
They haven't officially announced what it is yet, though.
Yeah, is it pro wrestling? Is it MMA? Is it boxing? I mean, those are the only 3 things it could be.
A lot of people think it's just going to be an exhibition because normally ahead of time, I think when they announce these fights, you can take a look at the info, and there hasn't been any kind of update officially. Hold on, let me see what I can find.
Yeah, I mean, I got to think that the only thing that's legitimate is boxing, and that's not even legitimate. I mean, I think that
it says boxing match. It says we'll be facing off against his owner brother Logan Paul in a boxing match.
Man, I hope that we can, as a nation,
come together.
We can put our foot down on this. I look with the Tyson thing. We were curious. I got it. I think it went how a lot of people thought it would go. But now him fighting his brother, exhibition or not, I mean, this is just...
Enough's enough.
No, ESPN is reporting as of yesterday in the afternoon. It says Jake Paul and Logan Paul made social media announcements Tuesday that created widespread speculation the brothers would fight each other, but the teased March 27th event on streaming service Max will be a reality series rather than a boxing match.
There you go.
Sources told ESPN's Mike Coppinger, calling it the moment you've waited a decade for.
50 from the Gas City, Indiana madman, Scotty Landers. Thank you, Scotty Landers, for the 50.
This one came out a couple hours ago that said there's going to be a boxing match.
But it said a reality show, right?
Not mine. Mine says boxing match.
Rhett's says reality show. Yours says boxing match.
I got ESPN and Sports Illustrated here that say it's going to be a Max reality series. I mean, it's not that I don't believe you. I'm just telling you what I got in front of me.
I mean,
Is it possible it follows Logan Paul on his path to WrestleMania and maybe Jake Paul on the path to his next fight? I mean, is that?
I don't know.
Is that something?
I think you were more. I think you were closer to what people are feeling just a second ago by saying enough.
Sports Illustrated picked up Mike Coppinger from ESPN's report. He said it was going to be a reality series. Chris Mannix said a source confirms Mike's reporting here. While social media ran with this as a fight, smart marketing as always by the Pauls, it was never formally announced as a fight.
Jake, Logan Paul suggest their next fight is against each other on HBO Max. The brothers, Jake and Logan Paul, made social media announcement Tuesday that suggested their next fight will be against each other, aired on HBO Max, calling it the moment that you've all waited a decade for. The post featured head-to-head shot of the brothers with a March 27th date and the HBO Max logo. Further details were not included in the posts. An HBO Max fight would be the first for the Pauls, and they have had bouts aired on platforms such as is it DAZN?
Yeah. DAZN.
Showtime, just a bunch. They've been on every potential platform. Is it Famio, ESPN Plus, Netflix? Jake Paul, Mike Tyson, the former heavyweight champion, broke records. Promoters said in November that the Tyson-Paul fight was the highest-grossing combat sports event ever in Texas, pulling in $18.1 million. Is that just the gate? I'm assuming that's just the gate. BetGM said the bout was by far the most bet boxing and mixed martial arts fight, taking 3 times the number of bets and 4 times the money of any other combat sport in history. Logan Paul, a part-timer for the WWE, has been widely successful and he's a great wrestler. He really is one of those guys that has come in and not under the guise of kind of entertainment gimmick, and really taken a kin to being a very good, solid wrestler. People that are established, solid wrestlers, say this guy's got the skill. He gets the psychology of wrestling. He has got the moves. He just, he has the timing.
He has ideas. They've caught him on doing, they've had drones catch some of his moves and all that stuff. So
he's good.
Yeah.
He's no longer a sideshow or a gimmick. He's on the full-time legitimate roster. That being said, nothing's going to piss people off more than, because again, Lummy, when you show this is the standard, whether it's an MMA or whether it's a boxing match, the standard, what they call the stare down. The weigh-in stare down is what, I've never seen a promotional poster with 2 men in this manner that didn't do anything other than some type of combative sport, whether it's slap boxing, arm wrestling, MMA, jiu-jitsu,
They're smart, though. If they would have just said, hey, new reality show coming on March 27th, no one would care. This has everybody talking.
Right. Look, it has us in here arguing about it, right?
Yeah.
Here we are arguing about what is it going to be. But, here's the deal, though, Seth. I feel as if we all think it's going to be one thing and they give us the next, and then we feel like we got kind of duped, and we're not really interested in watching a Jake Paul reality show with his brother. We would be more. They positioned it.
You don't want them to fight, Bubba. We don't want to talk about that for 3 months. We don't want to set up a night where we have to watch these. There's no scenario where a Paul brother loses. I don't think that's good for anybody.
Yeah, I just wish they'd be a little more honest.
I think that's marketing. That's what they're brilliant at it. That's what they are. Be ahead of being athletes, boxers, wrestlers. They're marketers. They promote.
But
that's how they got huge.
Don't you agree that eventually they're gonna have to fess up to what they're doing? I don't think they can take this clear to March 27th with the anticipation that there potentially could be a boxing or MMA match. And it be those guys out to dinner doing reality type stuff.
We're entering February on Saturday, Bubba. Do you really think that they're announcing that there's going to be a fight in a month and a half? That's not how it works.
Yeah, you're right. They need more time to train and all that kind of stuff,
and to promote and everything, right? I'm just guessing.
Yeah. I just think a lot of people are going to be upset because they were like, man, we thought we were signing up for a fight. And it's, those two guys out to dinner with their girlfriends.
Would you watch it, though?
No. No. I'd rather watch Dexter. This is the new press. This is the new White House. I'm sorry. This is the new presidential press secretary. What's her name? Caroline, is it Leavitt?
Leavitt. Yeah.
And she usually presidents. Has there ever been a president in our lifetime that just had the same one the entire 4 years? Because it feels like it's such a high. Well, you know what? I think that African American Raggedy Ann girl, John Paul. I think she was with Biden for all 4 years. No.
Yeah, the redhead for the first.
Jen Psaki.
Oh, okay. But it's to me, it seems to be such a high stress because you're always just fighting off, like you're always like King Kong on top of the Empire State Building fighting off planes coming right at you because you got your friends and you have your foes with regards to media. The Fox guys now might not be busting your balls as much as the CNN guys, whereas, just a few months ago, the Fox guy was constantly being a dick to Jean Paul. And so usually these press secretary jobs are like 2 years or something like that. Now, wasn't George Stephanopoulos, wasn't he one of them for, I think,
Clinton?
For Clinton?
Yeah, it looks like the last president to have just one was George W. Bush.
Really? And who was his?
Marlon Fitzwater.
That's because he really never did much.
I could do 4 years as the press secretary if there was no internet.
You could.
Oh, yeah, because, what are people going to ask you about? There's only like 4 things that you can talk about without the internet.
But
yeah, look at Nixon only had one, too.
The internet's never going away. But the poor Nixon one, phew.
Yes.
Especially when he was, when he was dead to rights with the tape.
Country and America is back. Christian Dayton.
Looks like Clinton had the most. Clinton had 5.
Clinton had 5?
Yeah.
Well, come on, the Monica Lewinsky thing probably took out at least 2 of them.
Maybe 3. Well, you're right, man. But he was also a 2-timer. So, 8 years. 5 in 8 years ain't so bad.
No.
What did Trump do in his first term? How many did he have?
4.
Just 4?
Yes.
Yeah, so Seth,
didn't he have Scaramucci?
No,
I think
Sean Spicer was the first one.
Oh, Huckabee?
Yeah, Huckabee was the OG. She was the one that I think had the most staying power. Wasn't she the last one?
No, Kayleigh McEnany was.
Oh, so Huckabee quit?
Yeah, 19.
Real quick, you mentioned the inflation executive order.
This girl's kind of cute. She's kind of attractive.
I think she's like 20-something.
President signed, but egg prices have skyrocketed since President Trump took office. So what specifically is he doing to lower those costs for Americans?
Yeah, everybody's freaked out on eggs right now. And listen, Donald Trump that got in 8 days ago doesn't have anything to do with the price of eggs. You can't blame egg pricing on Trump right now. Massive chicken farms have literally had to kill tens of millions of chickens because they've got this bird flu. And they've had to kill all these chickens. And now it takes, I don't know, I think it takes, I don't know a lot about chickens, but I think it takes a while for a chicken to grow up and be able to produce an egg that's consumable by the public. So when you've killed all your egg producing chickens because they've got the bird flu, and that's what's happening, a president that's been in office for 9 days can't be, it's not his fault on that, at least.
Really glad you brought this up, because there is a lot of reporting out there that is putting the onus on this White House for the increased cost of eggs. I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office, or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65%.
Well, that was the first increase, and now they've gone up more.
In this country. We also have seen the cost of everything, not just eggs. Bacon, groceries, gasoline have increased because of the inflationary policies of the last administration. As far as the egg shortage, what's also contributing to that is that the Biden administration and the Department of Agriculture directed the mass killing of more than 100 million chickens, which has led to a lack of chicken supply in this country, therefore a lack of egg supply, which is leading to the short.
Well, I mean, listen, Biden,
100 million chickens?
That's a lot. Listen, and
man?
He had to. This bird flu will just destroy them all. And I didn't know this, but I was talking to a guy that lives next to a huge chicken place in Ohio. And when they kill them, they gas them. They gas these chickens. And then they lay them all out on the farmers' fields. They don't bury them or nothing. They just lay them all out on the ground, and then they put about 2 feet of mulch on top of them. And within like 2 or 3 weeks, the chicken, all the bones, all the feathers, everything are completely gone. And they then use that as compost. And they give it to the farmers to plow into their fields as compost. I didn't know, but so I'm like, well, how does a chicken completely disintegrate in like 3 weeks? He's like, the maggots and just everything. The chicken is complete. You don't have to even dig a hole or nothing. They turn them into compost.
Yeah.
So I will leave you with this
6
point.
months for a chicken to grow and hatch an egg.
This is
so when they kill 100 million of them because there's this big bird flu deal, they're 6 months on getting the chicks that they have now. First of all, they got to get birds that don't have the bird flu.
They have to pop out some chicks.
So they have to go get new chicks and basically kind of almost start over.
Yeah.
I mean, because I think that once one bird and now these chicken coops at these large farms, these large egg producing farms, these chicken coops are sometimes the length of a football field. I mean, they're huge. And the ones so they have to completely wipe out all of those.
Are you a cage-free eggs kind of guy?
I could care less.
Wow.
Example of why it's so incredibly important that the Senate moves swiftly to confirm all of President Trump's nominees, including his nominee for the United States Department of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins, who is already speaking with Kevin Hassett, who's leading the economic team here at the White House, on how we can address the egg shortage.
Yeah, she's a little spark plug, ain't she?
This country. As for costs, I laid out the plethora of ways that President Trump has addressed saving costs for the American people over the past week. He looks forward to continuing to doing that in the days ahead. Thank you very much.
She didn't even stick around. She's like, I'm out. Here's why eggs cost so much. Because Joe Biden killed 100 million chickens. Jeez. Really, that's not fair.
This eggs thing
that's
has
not
become
fair on Joe because, listen, Joe Biden ordered them to get rid of all these sick chickens, and that's just he happened to be the president. He didn't invent the bird flu.
Looks like there's a new strain too that just got detected.
And before I turn to questions,
all right. So let me supposedly the lovely White House press secretary is actually, I think they're talking about the New Jersey drone situation.
Yes, they are.
Is the government finally going to be honest about what's going on there?
Yep.
And before I turn to questions, I do have news directly from the President of the United States that was just shared with me in the Oval Office. From President Trump directly, an update on the New Jersey drones. After research and study, the drones that were flying over New Jersey in large numbers were authorized to be flown by the FAA for research and various other reasons. Many of these drones were also hobbyists, recreational, and private individuals that enjoy flying drones. In time, it got worse due to curiosity. This was not the enemy.
That's more than we got before. They were saying that some of the drones were FAA approved, and then the other ones were just copycatters that were saying, "Oh, where was I supposed to be on this one?"
3806.
I knew the best. Hello, who's this?
It's just tracked me. I just wanted to make something. I noticed when Biden's press secretary spoke and she got done, a lot of the people would just be quiet and let her walk off. But anytime the Republican woman speaks and she's done, they all want to start screaming at her and hollering.
It's like that with everybody. Let's not sit here. We're MAGA enough. We don't got to sit here and just completely suck MAGA D.
Yeah,
track me. Get out of here.
Yeah, they did the same thing.
They did the same thing with everybody. Please. I find it refreshing that at least we're getting some information that these drones are approved by some of them have been approved by the FAA for research and testing and data collecting, and the rest of them are copycatters. That's more than we've gotten before.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, at least we know they're not like Iranian or Chinese.
The other story we got, Lummy, which we probably should go to Word so we don't get too far behind today, because I want to get out of here on time. I got to head up to Ocala.
Oh no,
I got to do parking striping. I got to stripe pit slabs so that I got to stripe and number pit slabs. The things I get myself into.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's going to be cool that it's warmer.
Yeah.
When I come back, Lummy, I guess the new DOD, what is it? DOD, I don't know, the Department of
Government Efficiency.
The spending responsible department, and I think what is it? Ramaswamy and Elon are running.
Yes.
Now, is this one of the things that they've uncovered as to how Americans can the United States of America can save money? This is just one of the things they unearthed, that we were funding. We were given $50 million to the Palestinians for condoms.
Yeah. They said there's 3 million people in the Strip or something. So we were sending $50 million for condoms.
$50 million. We, the United States of America, was sending the Palestinians or whoever's on the Gaza Strip $50 million for condoms.
And I guess Hamas was using them as bombs.
Why?
Is it to cut back on the amount of baby terrorists?
I guess so.
Oh, you know what? You might be onto something.
Yeah, but how many Hamas are strapping on a condom?
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it feels better.
You say sometimes a condom feels better?
Sometimes. I didn't say every time. I'm sorry, strike it from the record.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com.
Right now.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
Trying to get this fucking thing done.
I know. I'm sorry. God.
Hello, chat. Get goat shit on their dicks. There it is. Aporbito. I don't think he hasn't come out and said it yet, though, but alright, sweet. Thanks, Mike. Hello, Thomas Gilson. Morning, Kabuki Jones. Morning, Xerxes69. Hit the thumbs up button. Bubba liked all the thumbs up yesterday. Paul Rogers, A-Rock 69, Double X Gaming.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Big Lunger. White Guru. What's up, Beer 5 Express?
Advanced Tire, Big Frog Transport, and West to West Construction bring advanced. Witness history being made. You the 54th Annual Internationals. Witness history being made with 5 nights of Lucas Oil Super Late Model Racing. Tuesday, February 4th through Saturday, February 8th. Saturday night, 20.
You guys are tight. He would be messaging me all day on that one.
Saturday night, 25,000 to win. Almost all the National Super Late.
Who qualified for the first?
Super Late Model drivers will be there. Hudson, the New Deal O'Neill. Jonathan Superman. Jonathan Superman Davenport. Jonathan Superman Davenport. Devin the Mayor Moran. Bobby Smooth Upper. Bobby this. Bobby the Smooth Operator Pierce. Kyle Killer Bronson.
Hey Seth.
Yes.
How do you like basketball? Do you like watching college basketball?
I really like watching the tournament.
Yeah.
Tyler Turbo Herb.
I'm more kind of like I'd probably be more prone to watch like a Duke game because of Cooper Flag or certain players.
RTJ and
So you like when it gets to like the conference games?
Yeah, like the conference championships, and that's when I really get locked in.
RTJ and many more.
But I mostly follow for the guys that are going to be playing in the league.
Yeah, the good ones.
Yeah.
Watch these superstars sling their 1,000 horsepower slide jobs. Jobs on Ocala's 3/8 high bank D-shaped oval. On Ocala's 3/8 high. 3/8. Ocala's 3/8. On Ocala's 3/8 high bank D-shaped oval. On Ocala. On Ocala's 3/8 high bank D-shaped oval. This is the largest national spotlight on Ocala Speedway's history. This is the largest.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Go to our YouTube channel. Let me like today. I gotta constantly remind people. It's like they're like kids. I love you guys. I love you all. Whether you're watching me on Rumble or watching us on YouTube or X or Twitch or Facebook, But if you're on YouTube and I got, 1,200 people and only 54 thumbins, I'm not going to get the algorithm that I need to be a recommended page for those that, like talk radio or other, have a history of looking at content that like ours. Whereas if you give me a straight thumbin, that's a horrible percentage. I got 1,200 people on YouTube at the Bubba Army and 54 thumb. Does that mean, Lummy, that 1,160 think we suck? Or are they just, taking us for granted and being a little bit lazy?
They haven't found that thumbs up button, I guess.
Find that thumbs up button and give me a straight thumb.
Oh, we got 309.
Oh, you know what? I may not have. See,
you gotta refresh.
That's on me.
Yeah, 322.
I apologize. I'm such a dick.
No, you
are the best, Bubba.
Here's the thing. We need to get, I don't know if the Merch Crick's listening or not, but maybe during the break, Lummy, we need to get a battery charger on Seth. So I need to get an extension cord and my badass 16 volt. Well, it can go down to 12 volt. I got a badass battery charger. So we need to get a battery charger on Seth's car next break, so it has a good hour to charge, so that we don't have to jump him because we've now found out that indeed it was not his fob. It's his battery. So, no big deal.
I'm driving this into a lake.
So, Lummy, I just got a Merch Crick, if you're listening, can you set up that infrastructure for me? And I'll go out there and put on the charger. She might even be able to. She's so damn handy. If you throw her the key, she'll probably get it all hooked up.
No, she doesn't need to do all that.
I mean, never have I dated a chick that looked as good as she did, that is as handy. She can do carpentry stuff. She can give good oral.
Oh, wow.
She can hook up a battery charger. I bet could Ashley hook up a battery charger?
Yes.
Yeah.
I know she can do that.
She's pretty handy, too.
Yeah, for the most part.
So if Merch Crick, text me and let me know if you can get that done or if you need us to do it. It's the only way I can commute. I know that she's upstairs packing merchandise right now, but she listens to the show, so she might be able to get that done. We could probably plug it in right there at the front. I think we have a ton of extension cords around here.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. So let me. What am I watching here from Jesse Waters? This is the We Give. Now, Lummy, are we going to trim this?
Oh yeah,
are we cutting the $50 million that we're sending to the Gaza Strip for condoms?
Yes,
we're cutting that out.
And we found out that they were making bombs with it.
How do you make bombs?
It shows you in this.
There was about to be 50 million taxpayer dollars that went out the door to fund condoms in Gaza. That is a preposterous waste of taxpayer money.
All right, we couldn't believe when we heard this. We were about to spend $50 million on condoms for Gaza. Condoms cost a couple pennies when you buy them in bulk. It's at least according to heartthrob Stephen Miller. So you can buy 500 million condoms with that much cash. That's enough to give every guy in Gaza 1,000 condoms. That's like a decade's supply of safe sex if you're having sex a couple times a week every year. I would have been pretty good at math if these were the equations I had to solve. So how do you get 500 million condoms into a war zone? Biden spent $230 million building a dock in Gaza that broke. Are we airdropping condoms? Is there a guy from the Red Cross stepping over rubble, handing out rubbers? And is safe sex really?
I love it. I can care what your political affiliation is. I love when people call condoms rubbers.
Yeah.
I love it. Because that's what we used to do in kids in school. You got rubbers?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody called them condoms.
Rubbers.
You got rubbers?
Really the top priority.
And we always, and us guys, we always carried a rubber for just that one, if that one thing would happen. But it never did happen, and it actually dry rot. Before we would use it, it would dry rot because we always had it ready to go, but we never got any ass.
Yeah.
Palestinians right now. They're dodging missiles and rummaging for food, water, and shelter. They're at war, not spring break. Do you think Hamas wears condoms? No.
Are they going to show us, Lummy, how they make bombs?
That's what they show now.
They make condom bombs. Hamas inflates the condoms, straps on an explosive, and floats them into Israel. It's a dual-use technology.
They're using them as like a balloon?
Yeah. You can see the little spermicide on the pillow.
Looks like a Hamas birthday party. So we pay for the Hamas condom bombs and Israel's Iron Dome. We're funding both sides of the war. And Democrats get mad when Trump says, let's freeze things and take a second look. Tommy Lahren an out.
Oh. Whew.
There's your girl.
I think she's everybody's girl.
Kick.com host and host of 100 Days with Tommy Lahren on Fox Nation. Tommy, I cannot believe we were spending this much on condoms in Gaza.
Well, Jesse, I think somewhere in New York in a jail cell, Diddy got very excited when he heard this story. We know that he has a certain affinity for these types of things, so I'm sure that he is very excited. I, however, am not excited about this. I have a lot of questions, as I know you did as well. And I can't help but think, with the ingenuity to create a bomb out of a condom, can you imagine what the Palestinians and the terrorists, can you imagine what they can contribute to the world if instead of using condoms for bombs, they actually put that energy and that genius really into something productive for humanity? I think maybe that part of the world would be in much better shape, and maybe we wouldn't have to send so much aid, build bridges that collapse, and, send $50 million worth of condoms to Gaza. My mind is blown.
Tell me, we knew they were making condom bombs years ago.
We did?
I guess so.
If you're the president, and regardless of who you are, from Barack to now, and we're sending $50 million for them to build condom bombs. Isn't that a?
Well, this seems like it's maybe has like a
little embellishment.
Well, maybe like a 3% hit rate. I mean, the wind could take a condom. I mean, I think it could break. I mean, I understand they're somewhat sturdy, but I mean, I'm just going to release condom balloons in the air with explode. They're just going to go over to Israel and then explode. I mean,
the wind's got to be right. They're very hard to navigate.
I mean, I know Israel blew up a bunch of people with the beepers, and that was very in depth and had many layers. So, but this is kind of just leaving things up to Mother Nature, and I don't know.
Well, here's the deal. Even if they weren't making bombs of them, okay, even though we know that they've been trying to make some very, very, barbaric-looking, very primitive bombs propelled or inflated or held in the air by 10, 15, 20 condoms. I just have a problem with spending I just have a problem with sending $50 million worth of condoms over to that country, regardless if they're using it for safe sex or bombs. I don't think we need to send $50 million of condoms to anybody. I think we need to spend $50 million on Planned Parenthood in our inner cities and better our infrastructure with regards to, prophylactic and preventative, I should say birth control. We should spend $50 million on birth control in various cities throughout America through Planned Parenthood, rather than just sending $50 million to some stupid ass country that we don't necessarily know is going to be using it correctly.
Do they send dental dams also?
Do those blow up? Well, Seth, it looks like, because there's a story from Reuters like 3 years ago. I guess they would just throw them up there and it didn't care where it would hit.
Okay.
But they were still bombing houses and bombing like a lot of other things.
They're probably bombing themselves most of the time.
I mean, hopefully.
I just got a report from Macho Man and the Merch Crick. They hooked up the battery charger on Seth's Hemi, and it showed 10 volts. So yeah, your battery is junk. And thank you to the Merch Crick and to Macho Man. How about that, Seth? You're sitting here. We're just dispatching out battery chargers. Now it's going to have enough. It will start. It'll be charging here for the next hour and a half.
Thank you for the volts, Daddy.
Thank the Merch Crick and thank
you, Erica.
Thank Macho Man. Went out there and hooked it right on up.
I know, and the thing about Macho Man is, I mean, despite us being Ford brothers, I mean, I could tell he was completely disgusted by my car, by my engine, even having to lend his battery juice to mine. I could tell made him very uncomfortable. And
he didn't want to cross-pollinate your piece of shiz into his $115 million car.
He didn't want to give me any of his horsies at all, and I understand that.
He didn't want to give you any of his voltage.
Yeah, he didn't want to give me any of his voltage or any horsies, but I understand. I mean, I I have a peasant car compared to what he's driving.
Yeah, but you're going to have a car that's going to have a new battery later this afternoon.
Yeah, no, he's
So Biden knew they were using this not for sex, but they were using them to float the bomb condoms over the border.
And again, as primitive as this may or may not be, and it's got a 3% hit ratio, I don't want to be sending $50 million to any stupid ass country for condoms. Like, I'm just going to go ahead and X out of the story.
What if the world had what if the United States held a contest where we give every nation in the world $50 million worth of rubbers, Bubba, and we see who can do the most creative thing for humanity with them?
And then we give you another 50. The winner gets another $50 million.
The winner gets like $10,000 cash prize or something like that.
I think we need to spend $50 million on Planned Parenthood in our country.
I understand.
And spend $50 million on making condoms available to high school students, so that they can go literally, Lummy, like, there's like literally an area where you can just go and grab condoms.
Dude, have you accidentally been in a condom aisle? I mean, recently, there are just so many different types, sizes, and flavors these days. It's completely overwhelming.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh my! Geez.
But here's the deal.
Yeah.
Here's the problem.
It's like the candy aisle.
Here's the problem with condoms. The young people that need to be using condoms sometimes are embarrassed or afraid to go into the CVS or the Walgreens or wherever you get your condoms and buy condoms. They're a little embarrassed, so they don't use them. And then we have illegitimate. Now we're having teenage pregnancies, and then you got that problem. When a teenager or a girl gets pregnant, and does she keep it? Does she want it? Does the family raise it? Can she raise it? Is abortion legal in your state?
It's like when Lummy's arguing with himself.
Do you gotta? First of all, we need to be handing $50 million worth of condoms out to Americans who are too lazy or embarrassed to buy condoms, that need to be using condoms, that have no business to having children because they are not, equipped to raise a child. And if you got pregnant, chances are there is a large chance that you live in a state that doesn't allow abortion, or and now you're a young person that doesn't have the $2,500 it takes to fly to, whatever, Massachusetts, to get the abortion.
Then you gotta have Uncle Bubba drive you across state lines.
Yeah, next thing you know, now I'm involved in the abortion. Yeah. Hey, who took you to the abortion clinic? Uncle Bubba. Oof. Uncle Bubba.
That's a trafficking deal and an abortion deal.
Yeah, I get pulled over by the FHP. What are you doing, sir? And if you're honest with him, you're like, well, I'm taking my niece to the abortion clinic in Atlanta. You are? Well, how old is she? Well, she's 17, and she hooked up with her boyfriend. He was 16. They had it in there, and she's pregnant. And we as a family don't think that you're trafficking this girl. You're in jail.
You were trying to do the right thing in the scenario, Bubba.
I was just trying to get old girl an abortion.
I wouldn't ask any questions. I would just let you go. Say, watch your speeding, sir.
They want to lump up everything into a trafficking deal. You could literally, let me just go out and hire a hooker. Let's say that you're just you want a hooker, and you get a hooker.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And you meet her down there to Motel 6.
Okay.
But really the hooker is, she's turning tricks for Grady. And, they don't just get you on trying to get a hooker. They get you on trying to traffic that woman, when really you were just trying to get, 30 minutes of ass. So everything's a trafficking deal now, even when it's just a straight I'm paying for ass deal. They want to get that big trafficking deal. That's what the sheriff and these chief of police, that's like a key, that's like a trigger word.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, true. The bird flu is forcing farmers to slaughter millions of chickens a month, pushing the U.S. egg prices to more than double their cost in the summer of 2023. About a year ago, it appears that there may be no relief in sight, giving the surge in demand as Easter approaches. The average price per dozen now is $4.15 for a dozen eggs. I hate to be an old timer, but I remember when eggs were 99 cents a dozen.
Yeah, that was 20 years ago?
No, I'm not 20 years ago, but I'm just saying.
This eggs thing is such a weak storyline for this presidency. It's become such a joke.
It can't be thrown on this president yet. It's not Trump.
No, I understand, but just tracking the price of eggs. I mean, I didn't know that was like the deciding factor on how the economy was doing.
But they're such a highly consumable product.
No, I understand, but it's just like they go gas, eggs, food. Like it's like eggs is its own separate category from everything else. I don't know.
I just think Americans consume anytime you get into something that Americans consume a lot of, and that is gasoline and eggs. And anytime you get in, or I should say groceries in general, gas and groceries. Anytime you have a high jack up on prices on those two things, people flip out. The bird flu outbreak started in 2022 and is the main reason why egg prices are up so much. Anytime the virus is found on a poultry farm, just like I said, Lummy, if there's one chicken in the chicken coop house, that listen, again, like I said, some of these chicken coops are as big as football fields. For real. But again, anytime the virus is found on a poultry farm, the entire flock is slaughtered to help limit the spread of the virus.
The last time eggs were under $1 was 2001.
Okay, so that's not. Oh, you're right. 20-some years ago. But we were all born.
Yeah.
The problem tends to linger because it takes months to dispose of the carcasses, disinfect the barns, and bring in new birds. More than 145 million chickens, turkeys, and other birds have been slaughtered since the current outbreak began, with the vast majority of them being egg-laying chickens. Cage-free laws in 10 states may also be responsible to some supply disruptions. The laws set minimum space for chickens and cage-free requirements for egg-laying hens. They've already gone to infect into California, Massachusetts, Nevada, Washington, Oregon, Colorado, and Michigan. That means, Lummy, like they can't have these big-ass farms where these chickens just have a little bit of space. They got to have more space, which means less chickens, more space.
Yeah, free range, right?
Yeah, that's what they want.
Yeah.
Cage-free, free range. Do they have vaccines you could give your chickens to not get the bird flu?
I don't know. The
conspiracy is that they're giving the bird flu in the vaccines.
Why?
Because they're trying to control it, to pretty much raise the prices on eggs and farm stuff to have other ways of growing.
The U.S.
Like corn.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture spent $1.4 billion compensating farmers for the birds that they've had to kill.
Is that what it is, Lemmy? You're saying, like, do people have to lie? Do people lie about having to kill birds and then they get money, or there's they're
killing them? They're just saying they're killing them for a reason.
And
the government is.
But why would the government want to kill chickens? Why would the government want Look at this: 12 large cage-free brown eggs, $6.
All right. I mean, fine.
What do you mean fine?
What I mean, what
they're supposed to be $3.99.
Okay. I mean, we got to cut back, or a salad at Outback's $15. That's what the problem is. That's lettuce, man. That's what's jarring.
Oh. That's true. Head of lettuce is going up too.
Lettuce is going up now too?
Everything's going up.
Oh yeah.
You see celery just to get celery?
No,
I don't need any celery. Look at me. You think I'm a celery eater?
Their celery's going up.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is terrible.
I get this stuff for the goats sometimes.
What about pickles? Are pickles staying?
Oh, I hate pickles.
Yeah, pickles are
staying.
What about like potato chips? And
those things are way up. I hate that Walker likes potato chips now.
Walker, no chips for you.
Yeah, for a normal bag of Doritos.
You need to find out the cheapest food there is and really push it down. Say, Walker, this is what we're eating.
That's what I was doing with eggs.
Want to listen to the show on demand and on the go? Enlist today at BubbaArmyHQ.com. Sign up and start listening. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.
of existence.
For last week, yesterday.
If you like short track racing. If you like short track racing. If you like short.
Thank you.
If you like short track racing. If you like short track racing.
What's up, Dark Mitch, Steve?
If you like short track racing, you've got 5 nights.
Racing
February 4th.
Chief Deputy. What's up, John
4th
Costica?
through the 8th to watch this historic event in person. 4th through the 8th to watch this historic event in person. Sid picks open at 3, grandstands 5, hot lap 6, racing 7. Sid. 7. It's the Lucas Oil Super Lake. Lake models at Ocala Speedway. For more information, go to Ocala Speedway. Lake models at Ocala Speedway. For more information, go to OcalaSpeedway.com. Or our Facebook page.
He's working on it, Cezek.
Racing 7. It's Racing 7. It's the loop.
Did you go out there and check it, Seth?
Yeah, I looked under the hood. I fucking hate cars, man. Horses are so much more reliable.
You gonna buy a horse? Ride it over the bridge?
Yeah. I'd move to Tampa. I wouldn't have to make monthly fucking horse payments.
No.
I wouldn't have to worry about the price of crude oil.
Nope, you just have to give him its ivermectin and
That's right, and
some hay.
And then I'm gonna breed them.
And start him at horse racing?
Horse racing and pony shows.
Big money in schools these days.
That's the cool thing about being president, man. You don't have to worry about a car.
You can drive again, I guess, huh?
I need Macho to come help me.
I'm guessing they're probably...
Macho, can you come here?
I'm guessing there's no driving.
Here comes Macho's coming. I don't think you're allowed to drive anymore. Macho has a closed track.
Hey, Macho, I somehow made this so big that it's now like, I gotta get it back to.
Right here.
Okay. See, let me see how this.
Sunbelt Reynolds.
Okay, perfect. All right, so now I go. If I want to, I go
Okay.
like. This is it. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, I
it.
got it.
Thank you, buddy.
I think you can.
Okay.
Is there a wheel on this one?
No.
I'll figure something out.
Yeah, I'll just,
Thank you, buddy.
Yep.
I gotta cut two seconds off.
Kind of stream.
I mean,
What's
I'm
up,
just...
Wii 76?
Oh, wheeze.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios. Aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I'm such a horrible editor, Lummy. It takes me my entire show, but I'm only doing it in 5-minute increments, so it's a little bit tough.
It's probably gonna be perfect too.
What's that?
It's probably gonna be perfect though, too.
I hope it's gonna be perfect. I'm hoping. The Browns general manager. Now, is he new? Has he been around for a while? I think he's been around for Andrew Berry. Andrew Berry believes Coach Prime would welcome the idea of drafting Shedeur Sanders. Let me tell you something, Andrew Berry. I would make a phone call into Dion before you just pick Shedeur at number 2 going to Cleveland.
Well, I heard all three teams, the top 3 teams in the draft, which I guess were the Titans, Browns, and the Giants, or another team.
Giants, yeah.
Giants all told Shedeur not to play or practice, I think, during the East-West Shrine or the Senior Bowl, whatever's going on. So
now what are the 3 teams again? I'm sorry.
Titans
number 1.
Browns,
Giants.
Yeah.
And they all said, we don't want you doing the East-West Shrine Senior, whatever the deal, because that would make you believe that they're probably interested in him, right?
Well, it potentially affects his stock, too. I mean, if he gets hurt, if he has a rough week of practice like his brother Shiloh's having, it really could hurt his stock.
Hold on. What are you hearing from Shiloh?
Well, I'm not hearing it. I'm watching it with my eyeballs. He's just getting cooked.
He's getting cooked?
Yeah, against upper-level competition. He doesn't look good. His draft stock is not good. And that's not the main reason they don't want Shedeur practicing, but, I mean, you don't want these guys getting injured in a Senior Bowl game and then they're not available.
But you also don't want, like you said, getting the Shiloh effect where guys get, Shedeur's out there with, guys from Michigan and Ohio State and stuff like that. And, in practice, he's getting picked and things like that. Practicing and playing that game, I have to think, is for guys that are trying to establish themselves to better their stock. If you're already recognized as one of the best before the game, then playing the game can do nothing but screw you up.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, I think Shedeur already did something which people already have an issue with, on both sides, is Shedeur played in a meaningless bowl game, which a lot of players do not do. When they're going to the NFL, they'll pull themselves out of it because what's the point? It's the same thing as the Senior Bowl. What's the point? And Shedeur went out there and played. So to go ahead and skip the Senior Bowl, which, by the way, this doesn't happen a lot because not all the top-tier quarterbacks don't normally stay in college until they're seniors.
Right.
So this is something that rarely pops up. But if you are a top 3 team and you tell Shedeur not to play, then then one of those teams better damn well be drafting him. And going into this, I don't know if I would have said that.
So I guess Dion came out today.
Oh,
last
Dion.
night,
all right, go ahead.
And it said he told it's just a game that the teams are going to put out garbage tape so that you can fall in the draft to their laps. So
that happened to Sapp here in Tampa.
No, he had weed.
No, he did
the weed charge.
He did,
or the weed test.
But they also, I'm just telling you, there was propaganda for Sapp's stock to drop. And it did. It dropped. He was supposed to be a top 5 guy.
Yeah.
And what the Bucs ended up getting him at, like 14?
12 or something?
12 or something?
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be a top 5 guy. And the rap on him was, it was to the Bucs. I mean, it was to the Bucs gain and to the 13 or 12 or 11 or 10 teams that did not pick the defensive tackle from Miami, from the University of Miami. Shame on you. Be interesting. Can somebody show me the draft, the first round draft of Warren's?
Yeah, that was the greatest draft of all time for the Buccaneers.
It was 95.
Got Sapp and Brooks in the first round.
95.
So can somebody show me?
Yeah,
I want to see the teams that took a pass on Sapp, and if the guy they took went on to be
Hall of Famer.
A Hall of Famer.
Well, highly unlikely. Also, Bubba, I mean, there's a whole history. I mean, Randy Moss completely fell in the draft because of all sorts of stuff.
Aaron Rodgers.
Not really.
He did.
No,
he
fell.
He was.
But not- I'm not
he was
talk-
supposed to be like a top 10 guy.
But we're talking about but Sapp fell because he tested negative or he tested positive for weed. Randy Moss had weed stuff, which is why he went to Marshall and he was at FSU or Notre Dame or something like that. So Aaron Rodgers didn't fall because he had off the field stuff. He fell because teams didn't think that he was as good as Alex Smith.
I think the thing that Sapp got mad is that he never tested positive for marijuana.
I thought he did, and he said he got it from somebody secondhand.
Well, whatever. It made him go from Kai John. Wow, the number 1 overall guy was Remember the Kaijana Carter guy?
Running back, yeah.
From Penn State, who ended up being just an absolute bust. This was the draft of what year? This is the
95.
Draft of 95. Sapp was from the combine and from his pro day. He was predicted to be just on skill set a top 5 guy, and then comes the marijuana stuff, and that he's hard to get along with. He's got a bad attitude. He likes weed, and next thing you know, he drops to 12th. He was supposed to be a top 10, top 5 guy. Number 1, Kaijana Carter, who from the Cincinnati Bengals. I think he ended up being a bust. Number 2, a Hall of Famer, and Tony Baselli, offensive tackle, USC. Number 2 overall, Jacksonville Jaguars. That obviously panned out. Number 3, Houston Oilers, Steve McNair. I don't think he became a Hall of Famer. He was an All-Pro. And the Oilers needed a quarterback. So McNair, I would say that panned out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Michael Westbrook, number 4 from the Redskins, wide receiver. He went on to have a pretty good career, didn't he? Not Hall of Fame, not even All-Pro, looks like. Carolina Panthers quarterback, Penn State, Kerry Collins. He went on to have, he was an All-Pro, but that's it. Number 6, and if you're looking at, Warren was the first defensive tackle taken. Now you had, 2 defensive ends taken prior to Warren. And would the Rams have done better with Warren than they did with Kevin Carter?
Sure, absolutely,
Probably, yeah.
Kevin Carter was okay. Mike Mamula was a massive bust.
Well, the good thing is that Tampa Bay traded down in that draft.
Yeah, hold on. So Tampa Bay, they must have knew that Sapp was losing, stock credibility, because they were scheduled to have the 7th pick, but they traded it to Philly. That's why they ended up getting 2 number 1s, right? That's why. Yeah, that's they used the Philly pick to pick up Brooks. So they picked up a guy that I don't even know did he even play in the league? Mike Mamula?
For a very, very short while.
You're going to try to tell me right now that, and he was a defensive end, so he's on the defensive line, that Warren Sapp would not have been a better pick than this ass bucket.
He had 31 sacks in his career.
Okay, Sapp had over 100.
Yeah.
Seattle Seahawks pick Joey Galloway, wide receiver, Ohio State. New York Jets pick Kyle Brady, tight end, Penn State. San Francisco 49ers pick J.J. Stokes, wide receiver, UCLA. Minnesota Vikings pick some Derek Alexander, defensive end, Florida State. Bucks at 12 pick Warren Sapp. And then I'm trying to see the other Hall of Famers. Ty Law was at 23 with New England. He ended up being a Hall of Famer. And then the Bucks came in and got another. This one was from Dallas.
Yeah.
And picked up Derek Brooks from Florida State, who ended up being a Hall of Famer. So I'm trying to think, is there any other Hall of Fame? Curtis Martin in the third. New England got him in the 3rd?
Yeah.
See if there's any other. There's probably no other.
And it looks like with Sapp's marijuana thing.
Terrell Davis. Talk about a score. Terrell Davis, 6th round, Denver Broncos, running back out of Georgia, end up being a Hall of Famer.
It's so funny, man. Kaijana Carter was the first pick overall and didn't pan out, and then you got a 3rd and a 6th rounder that made the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Wow. So anyway, I don't know. If you were a betting man, where does Shador go? I think he goes number 1 overall to the Titans.
Really?
I think the Titans.
Can Will Clevis pull it off?
No. I mean, I don't think so, but the Titans GM said that they would not pass on a generational talent, which they're saying is the defensive end from Penn State and Travis Hunter. So so a lot of people are
who goes before, Hunter or Shador?
Travis Hunter.
He goes before Shador.
Yeah. I think Cam Ward goes before Shador as well.
Really?
Yes.
So you think of the three?
Do
you think the top three go? And do you think it goes? Cam Ward, Travis Hunter, Shador, top three? Or that guy out of that defensive end you said that's generational?
Yeah, I don't.
Giants might take a QB. If they're sitting there at 3, I wouldn't be shocked if they took like Milroe from Alabama.
I don't. I could see Shador with the Raiders, but I don't know how Pete Carroll going there changes things at all. But I could see him going 6 to the Raiders.
Yeah, Pete Carroll, he likes young quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't think Shador is the first QB to go either.
I think Cam goes. Or do you think the kid from Georgia goes?
No. Cam Ward would go. He'll probably be the first quarterback off.
The kid from Georgia's in Miami now.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He took more money and sat out.
So, Rhett, who do you got? Give me your top 3 quarterbacks in the order of 1, 2, and 3.
Honestly, the QB class kind of sucks this year. Cam Ward 1, probably. I would say it's 2A and 2B with Jalen Milroe and Shador Sanders, in my opinion. But I'm going to give the nod to Milroe. I don't know, man. I don't know if Shador can do it at the next level.
Yeah,
but I'll believe it when I see it.
He likes to hold the ball. Was sacked 100 times?
Yeah. He's tough though. He stays in the pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got other things, but I mean, it is a down year for quarterbacks.
What's next for Aaron Rodgers? The Jets brass addresses the QB's future. I think this is the new coach, Aaron Glenn.
Yes.
And I like this guy already. I already like this guy and his swagger.
Just a couple of things I want to nip in the bud before we get to the Q&A. Listen, I came on Wednesday. Well, I got the job on Wednesday. Mooch came and got the job on Saturday. And we came here on Sunday, and we started talking. Here's what I do know. Aaron Rodgers will be talked about. It will be talked about. We've already texted that communication with Aaron Rodgers. And as we continue to look at the roster, we'll make decisions accordingly. And that's with a number of people, right, on the team.
See, it's real different than it used to be with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers used to be the guy on that side of the field that would be saying, I'm going to, take some time. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. This guy's like, man, we don't even know this. We're having a conversation about him, but it may not necessarily be the conversation he wants to hear.
He sounds like Denzel, doesn't he?
I love the dude. I like this dude. He was at was a defensive coordinator for the Detroit. Yeah.
I still think Aaron Rodgers is going to Tennessee.
You think he's going to Tennessee?
Yep.
For what, a number? I mean, he's under contract, so that means that Tennessee has to give something for him.
Oh, they'd let him walk.
No, the Jets would let him walk.
Oh, just to not to have the number?
Yeah, just to sign Rodgers. Yeah.
And he goes to Tennessee.
Yep.
Does Tennessee have any weapons? Where does Devontae Adams end up?
Tennessee.
Do they have the cap space?
Yeah.
So you just take your clown show to Tennessee?
Yep, that's right.
You take your clown show from Green Bay to the Jets to Tennessee.
Aaron Rodgers got a lot of land in Tennessee now.
He could be throwing passes to Travis Hunter.
Hold on. Did he? Hold on. What did you say?
He's got a lot of land in Tennessee.
Did he buy land in
He's
Tennessee?
buying a lot of land in Tennessee.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers be your quarterback?
You're going to continue to ask me the same question and get the same answer. We're still in evaluation mode. So for anybody else going to ask that, I'm going to give you the same answer. So don't waste your time.
You know what? You're right. Who said he sounded like Denzel?
Rhett.
Yeah, Rhett, you're right. He does got it. He's got Denzel type cadence.
I mean, he's straight up Coach Boone from Remember the Titans. I hope he's successful so they can cast Denzel in the biopic.
I want this guy to make it, and I want him to make it without Rodgers, but he's got the cadence. He's kind of got the cadence and delivery of Denzel. He very much does.
Quarterback?
You're going to continue to ask me the same question and get the same answer.
Right there, it sounds very much like Denzel.
Still in evaluation mode. So for anybody else going to ask that, I'm going to give you the same answer. So don't waste your time. We're clear.
Well, let's answer that. What do you look for in a quarterback? Like, what's an Aaron Glenn quarterback?
A winner. A winner. Mental and physical toughness. When you talk about
if they let Rodgers go, do they draft a quarterback?
I think there's so many free agent quarterbacks this year. You know,
do they go out and get Cousins?
No, I
They
think
could
Cousins
get
is done.
They could get Darnold.
Yeah, they could get Sam Darnold.
Cousins, Darnold,
back
Fields.
to the Jets.
So let
Russell
me
Wilson.
then when we go to break, I'm going to play this girl's new. This girl is a rapper.
Yeah,
and she's
a baddie.
What's her name? Dank DeMoss.
Dank DeMoss.
Tank DeMoss.
And she's got. You know what I don't understand is when you get really. Well, I'm not going to say that because I was at that time I was a fat rapper too.
Are you giving advice to her?
I was going to say, like...
You a mentor?
No, I was going to say, like, here you are, this fat rapper, and you're talking about getting ass. And I did. I was a fat rapper that got ass.
Are you saying she's stealing your
no,
thing?
but what I'm saying... That got ass.
Are you saying she's stealing your...
What I meant to say is... what I meant to say, Seth, is like a girl is a little different than a dude, and, like, she...
I don't know, man. It looks like she's got a couple of testes.
All of her...
Like that South Park episode?
Yep.
They put him in the microwave.
Somebody needs to send me her new song. I had it. I clicked off of it.
Yeah, I'll get it for you.
Send it to me.
No problem.
She's got this new song out, and it's all about her getting a bunch of D.
That's women empowerment.
And I don't know, I don't know if there's a lot of D. I don't know if the African American community men out there with big D's want to throw this girl any D.
If you kick it out, they will come.
All right, so I gotta. Okay, so let me see here. I can't play the.
What's the he saying? So, period.
Oh man!
All right, so this
belly
is
tattoo.
She's got a new song, and it's called "So What." And I'm gonna play it without the volume first, and then during the commercial break, I'm gonna play it. So Rhett, play this instead of like any B-roll. I'm gonna play it without the words because she uses in and just she says that she attracts a lot of ends, and she gets a lot of penis. She likes end penis.
I mean, do you think she'd be cute if she lost
600 pounds?
No, she'd be too floppy.
Hold on here.
Oh,
so
well.
this is a little bit. This is her rap video right here.
Oh, hell yeah!
And she talks about like
Davey Blunt's is old news.
She talks. It's amazing when you get these really fat people to rap about getting a lot of D. Now I was a really fat rapper, and I oddly enough did get a lot of ass, but I think it was a lot different back then.
Yeah.
I don't know if like these rappers will rap about how much money they got, how big of a house they got, how much gold they got, how much ass they're getting. It seems like that's all rapping has turned into, is to a big braggadocious deal. And she, does stays on that template talking about how much she's particularly looking for ND.
Man, Bubba, I was going to go to the bathroom, but now I got to stay in here. I haven't heard this.
Wait, yeah.
This is her rapping about, and it's called "So What," and it goes like, "So what," and then some bad scenario, and "So what," some bad scenario, and I got ND. I'm going to keep my N. I'm good.
Is she a loyal hoe?
Yeah, she's kind of a loyal. She's talking about being loyal to her end.
Okay, I like that.
And
Certainly
she said,
won't run off on you.
And she said, no, she can't run off. I mean,
So
if she threatens to leave the house, man, that's a false threat. She can't get down. She can't get down the porch steps.
She looks like she did a vlog on a week in my life as a plus size rapper on her YouTube, And I'm looking through it, and it looks like 90% of it is her eating fried food the whole time.
Oh man, can you send that to me? Let me. I'll watch
she,
that later.
She talks about right now. She's rapping. Let me just. So.
Oh, she's auto-tuned up too.
Yeah, she's auto-tuned up, and she's talking about how what she's slinging is good, and that her in likes it, and she knows how to keep her in.
I bet she can cook.
She knows how to keep her in. She'd tell you.
Bubba, would you be up for listening to like a Megan Thee Stallion song, a Cardi B, Nicki Minaj? Would you be up for listening to like one of their songs and then telling us what it's about the next day? I like the way you're walking us through this one about she likes to keep her D's and her N's together and all that.
Bubba's song report.
Yeah. Because
like I was listening to a Cardi B and it was called whatever, and it sounded like she liked to keep her in happy.
Because a lot of these baddies, pretty much, they're all rapping about sex, and it is really next level graphic.
Well, not only is this woman a rapper, but she now is suing Lyft because the Lyft driver wouldn't pick her up because he said that she was too fat and going to hurt her car.
You think this lawyer's hitting it?
Oh God, I hope not. All right, I don't know if this. It's not. I don't think there's any.
No audio. It just shows. It's just.
We are disheartened to look at this driver's unacceptable behavior. Please DM us at your earliest convenience for additional support. We'd like to address this as soon as possible. Now, that's what Lyft said to her and her attorneys. New 489-pound rapper Dank DeMoss.
How many pounds?
489. Now checking in at 489 pounds and can't get inside of a Lyft and or Uber. Dank DeMoss. Now suing Lyft for being too fat. 489 pound Dank DeMoss.
Was it really a Toyota Corolla?
There's a video of it, but I think there's cussing.
Well, get it for me.
I'm sending it to you now.
Dank DeMoss has launched a lawsuit against Lyft.
The guy blamed his tires.
After one of the drivers denied her the ride because he said that she wouldn't fit in his car. The driver had apparently worried that his car wouldn't be able to handle her weight. DeMoss claims that in her lawsuit that her weight bias denial of a ride is discrimination. Well, I mean, they should what Lyft will do is they will get the type of car or maybe even the same very car that the driver had and just pull it out in the parking lot and say, now get in there. And she probably can't get in there.
Well,
when I was fat, Lummy, I couldn't get in. When I was
get a taxi cab.
When I was really heavy, Lummy, I would have to call ahead to restaurants and see if they had,
Oh, look at that picture.
if they had, is this right here?
Yeah, this is her video.
If they had booths or tables with no chairs with no sidearms, because I couldn't get in. Now, is this?
This is her. This is the Lyft driver.
But is it clean?
I don't think so.
Bubba, do you think you should have? I understand you would call ahead to restaurants. Do you think that she should, when she calls for a ride-sharing service, that she should say that she's 500 pounds?
I think she needs to get an SUV.
That's what the guy tells her. He has. You got to order an XL.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space.
So hold on, Lummy. She also
I got no space.
So Lummy,
Yes.
she actually recorded the event.
Yes.
What you saying?
Yeah, I got no space. My car is small.
I can fit in this car.
But believe me, you can.
Yes, I can.
Believe me. So, I'm sorry.
What I'm gonna do about my money?
I'm gonna cancel you. You're not gonna be charged.
So you telling me I can't get in the Lyft because I can't fit in your car?
Yeah, you need to order a bigger car.
What makes you think I can't fit in a car?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What makes you think I can't fit in this car?
My eyes.
Yeah, I have eyes. I can see.
This guy's so scared. He doesn't want to lose his job, but he
know.
knows that he can't lose his car either. It's just
right.
It's
He just want to put all new right-hand struts and shocks and tires, and it could go clear down to the wheel well.
This guy's hiding from ice. He's making life decisions here.
At the end of the day, if you put too much weight on the back end, your front wheels won't. You can't steer.
That's true.
Your front wheels won't touch.
And he's in Detroit. It's cold.
My best friend has a Benz that's newer than this that I can fit in. That's the same size.
Is she from Detroit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't.
So you really telling me I'm too big to get in your car?
Yeah, I am.
She sounds like a nice gal.
She sounds nice about it, poor little thing.
So I gotta order another Lyft.
And to be more specific with you, I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Oh no.
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back.
This is like a bit, man. This can't be real.
No,
is this a joke?
But hold on, it's
not real.
It's so real, bud. It's so real that there's they got a legitimate lawsuit going on.
Yes, man.
Like that kind of legitimizes, the realness.
Yeah.
Well, the girl deserves respect. I don't know much about her rap music, but her match back in '94 with The Undertaker at the Royal Rumble, when she threw him in the casket, her work is unmatched.
Hold on, that happened?
No,
Yeah.
who was that? Was Visser? What was his name?
Yokozuna.
Oh, Jesus. That's what my dad used to call my Aunt Joy.
Yokozuna?
Yeah.
Oh, God, let me continue this on.
Can you just rewind it a bit? But because he really.
Hold on here. I'll rewind a little bit.
His tires.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Hold on here.
I got very tired tires.
What I got to do with your tires?
Yeah, and you have no space.
How you know I don't have no space?
Yeah, I got no space in the back. Believe me.
How do you know I don't have no space?
Because I've tried before.
Huh?
Because I've been in this situation.
I've been in the situation before where I've, had a fat ass that tried to get in.
Could she front seated? In all honesty,
I don't know, and I don't know that Lyft might have some rules where a single, if it's not a party of 3 or 4, where you have to use the front seat, that they make that they have to use the back seat.
So every big person you turn down because they can't fit in your car?
Yeah, because they need to order the Uber XL. It's called.
No, I don't never have to order an Uber XL.
Then I'm really sorry.
What's your name?
Abraham Carter.
Abraham.
No. Hey.
Okay. Nope.
Do you think he got fired?
Oh man.
I don't know.
I mean, they'll cut a Lyft driver for.
The 489-pound rapper Dank Damas has launched a lawsuit against Lyft after one of their drivers denied her a ride because he said that she wouldn't fit in his car. The driver was apparently worried that his car wouldn't be able to handle her weight. Damas claims in her lawsuit that her weight bias denial of a ride is discrimination. She says that she'd be taking action against Lyft to fight for her people and to change the world.
I guess in Michigan there's a right or law protecting anti-discrimination against fat people.
Well, you remember that one girl we talked about?
I know. I need to move too.
Yeah, let's go to
You
Michigan.
remember that one girl? I can't remember her name, but she had the YouTube channel. She put together a board of people for fat representation. She was arguing for bigger airplane seats for fat people, so she didn't have to buy 2 seats. They should link up. Couple of powerful bitches right there.
Couple powers of hungry.
Young and hungry.
Sponsored by Golden Corral. They're making a comeback post-COVID.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I didn't know.
If I stand for something, I'll fall for anything.
That's not how the saying. That's not how the saying goes.
I'm just reading it.
No,
my
I know,
friend.
but it doesn't.
I know that I mess a lot of things up.
But if I stand for something, I'll fall for anything. It goes. If I stand for nothing, I'll fall for anything.
Right.
She's saying if she all right, whatever. Just if you're gonna.
She's 489. She can't think right.
Okay, I don't know who messes that quote up. Dr. Dre. Everybody knows it.
Nobody can sue me because I'm a former fat ass.
That's right.
And still half a fat ass.
Half a fat ass, yeah.
Right. I'm half the fat ass I used to be.
I think that's a song, isn't it?
I'm half the fat ass I used
to be.
Nirvana.
Or STP. Half the man I used to be.
Fighting for my community, my people, and making a change in the world, not just for me, but for everybody. as she now is.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't know if I want her to be a voice of a fat person. Oh, God.
What? Do with your tires.
How about you change your diet?
Well,
How about
Macho,
you-
you should watch her vlog. She definitely does not do that.
Yeah.
I can say that as a former fat kid. You can change your diet. You don't have to change the word.
I would just say I would say I understand, sir.
What?
I would understand if I was 500 pounds, I would understand that I couldn't maybe do the things as, 300 pounders can do.
Right.
So
I'm 300 pounds, man. I can get in a lift.
She's probably got so many prescription meds too.
Yeah, for fatness. So I'm going to go into words, and then Rhett, I'm going to play her new song called "So What." Macho, make sure that the barracks isn't picking it up, and we're sending it over the terrestrial deal.
10-4.
And I'm going to play, and she's all about,
10-4.
talking about, how
it's about N-word D, you said?
Yeah, she says the N-word a lot. She likes ends. She likes taking care of ends, and she's going to keep. And when she makes her end happy, she likes to keep her ends. Her ends are always coming back for that. So, and it's called "So What." So what? I'm 500 pounds. My end's happy. And let me, that's all women are trying to do is to make their ends happy.
Wait, did you say something about Stein?
Yeah.
Oh, Stein.
I forgot all about him.
Well, you've been running on time, so I kind of thought you knew.
All right, well, let's go to words, and I'm going to play her, and then we'll hook up Stein.
Sounds like a plan.
All right?
Yeah.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Then you can ask for Jonathan. I'm just going to send you the information. You do what you want with it.
Okay.
It's O'Reilly's. All right, here we go. I'm going to play this.
Period.
Y'all bitches always worried about what they doing, who they fucking, what they got going on. Worry about y'all. Get a nigga, keep a man, do that first. They don't understand cause they ain't never had no loving. My man been the truth and I will never find another. Yeah, we fighting fuss, but that don't mean we hate each other. I'm flipping out if he ever try to find another me. We be breaking up, but he know what good cool should be. He say I'm the illest, he know not to play with me. They mad and they want some of my baby. I bet they ass if they ever try to take my man from me. I went back to my nigga. Last week I didn't want them. Y'all can stay out of business. He came back cause he love it here. I went back to my nigga. Last week I didn't want them. Y'all can stay out of business. He came back cause he love it here. Now I understand why these bitches can't stand for nothing. They be catching feels off a fuck, but that ain't loving. Your hoes be mad
here. Call him. Call him. He gonna answer.
You think I should call him?
Call him. Call him right now.
Okay. What the fuck is you doing?
Wow. So there you go.
That's great.
I think he's got to get Alex signed on.
Yeah.
She seems like a nice lady.
She's a very nice lady.
Jesus Christ. That was so awkward with their friend sitting on the bench, man.
I had to hold the bench down a little bit.
Jesus Christ. Boy, the way that you sang the N word is almost it's almost like kind of like I want to start singing.
I want to sing. I want to sing.
Cause I call my so what? Cause I call my and I get
I want to come back to my inn. I want to come back to my inn.
I'm gonna call my inn right now. Ooh ooh.
Cause I'm coming back to my inn.
Go back to my inn. Ooh.
Hey, Lummy, will you just when Seth fires up his Hemi? Well, I might be able. He's gonna probably leave. Are you gonna probably leave right after the show? Aren't you?
Yeah, I'm driving straight to the Gulf of America.
All right. So what I'm saying is, I can put the battery charger away. Cause I'm coming back to my inn.
So what?
Come back to my inn.
So what?
Cause this inn knows how good this fat pussy is.
Man, there's no. She can't have a lot of options for clothes.
We $76, $20.
Wheeze.
She's wearing spandex the whole time.
Scotty Landers, my
In
last.
her vlogs, all
my
she
last
does is
gimmick
wear
on-
spandex.
I know. That's. I mean, what else? I mean, she's gonna wear denim.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabeto studios.
Aquabeto.com/Bubba.
It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Lummy, have you been keeping up with Cash App and Venmo today?
Yes, sir.
You sure? Because I got notifications that we got some.
Did we just get one when I was out there?
I don't know. Maybe check. I've been keeping up with my PayPal. Scotty Landers from Gas City, Indiana, the last PayPal.
Oh, Uncle Eric, $50.
See, I was right.
Catch
You were
up.
wrong. Look at. He looks so innocent and nice. He probably just got done with a Zen, with a Camel Crush chaser.
He was probably grooving to that song we just played.
He was. I went back with my inn.
So what?
Hello, Alex Stein. How are you, my friend? Oh, hold on. I can't hear him.
Oh boy, Stein.
Let me see him. Make sure that.
Is he losing weight?
I don't know.
I think he is.
Well, when we just watched the 500-pound woman,
So unprofessional.
Lummy said.
everyone looks skinny.
What'd you say, Lummy?
I said when we just watched a 500-pound woman rap,
Yeah,
and they look skinny on the screen.
Somebody said, looks like Alex is losing weight, and then Lummy said, when you see a 500-pound woman from Detroit, everybody looks skinny thereafter.
That is true. That's the best way to look thin is to take a picture next to a really fat person. That's like
I need to hire like a 450-pound guy to be my friend and hang out with me. Then I look like skinny.
Yeah, DiCaprio.
Well, that's why they say Hogan hung out with you because even though you
Shut up. Just shut up.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
Shut up. Like Hogan needed any help in any situation, please.
But Bubba, I went to Jasmine Crockett, the congresswoman. She had a swearing-in ceremony, and I'm sick to my stomach that I didn't disrupt it. I just tweeted a video from it, if Lummy can pull it up, where she called Trump a white supremacist and all this stuff. But I just didn't want to. I didn't want to.
Was it an African-American woman?
Yes, she's the black one that's very famous because she goes after Marjorie Taylor Greene. You've seen her.
Where's she from? Is she from Texas?
Well, she's actually from St. Louis, Missouri, but then her parents lived here. So during her campaign, people were calling her out because she's not even from Dallas. And she acts like she knows all this stuff about Dallas, which is just not true. She's just a black woman that won this Eddie Bernice, this other black woman's seat, and she basically won just because she's black. But I was going to disrupt it and be like, you nappy-headed, yada, yada, yada. But I didn't because there were so many cops there last night, and now I'm kind of.
I don't know that I can play. I don't think I can play it and have Alex on at the same time.
Oh, okay. Well, no worries.
But I'll play it after we get done with you. But you're saying you were afraid that there were so many cops in there that they would get you for publicly disorder or some kind of bullcrap.
Yeah, well, messing up a congressional swearing in because it was an official ceremony. It wasn't a rally. Like the vibes
so like
were
if you disrupt like a official government swearing in ceremony, that's like you could catch a charge that way.
And maybe not. Maybe I could have said something and gotten out, but I was like, gosh, I just don't want to go to jail right now.
Now, during her speech, was she calling out Trump as,
dude.
What's wrong, buddy?
Sorry, my iPhone, here are my AirPods, my Bluetooth. It connected to my Bluetooth during the middle of the interview.
Where's Sky Bear?
I don't know. He's eating, but Bubba, did I mess up by not confronting her, do you think?
No, I mean, that could go south. That could get racial. That could turn you into something that you're not, and you're not a racist, and you don't want to keep an African American woman down from being in Congress. You just have a problem with some of her speech, but
he's already been considered racist with the whole
haters
AOC
could really
stuff.
that could really be volatile for you, and that was probably a good call just to get the clip, because that an African American woman sworn into Congress, that could go south on you.
Yeah, and if I was hoping I thought at the end that there would be some sort of meet and greet, maybe got a picture with her. I was like, well, I'll do it then. I had fake eyelashes and eyelash glue. And I was gonna be like, oh, there's, conservatives are just hating on you. Here's some glue to make sure your eyelashes don't fall off, and here's some new eyelashes. And they're just trying to be sweet and do a small thing. So I wouldn't have to worry about getting in trouble. But of course, she didn't even do a meet and greet with any of the
says you
people
can play it.
Oh, I can play it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I just didn't want to lose Alex when I'm playing it. So here it is.
And I know what she says, so I don't have to hear.
All right, hold on here. Hold on here.
Racist rhetoric. Stand up against rhetoric. Racist rhetoric. Whether it comes.
All right, you should have probably held off on that one, buddy. Probably should have held off on that one. It's okay. No big deal.
Just trying to stay on top of
Is it Longwood, you said?
Yeah, Longwood said set this on fire.
All right, well, I mean, that come in.
Sure.
Stand up against rhetoric, racist rhetoric, whether it comes from a bleached blonde, bad-built Butch Biden, or from the crazy, conniving, convicted commander-in-chief. It's been 8 days, and honestly, I don't know how else to describe this other than evil. It's evil that is literally sitting in the highest seat in the world. Let me make sure y'all got the facts. Most extreme crimes that take place in this country are committed by white supremacists. Of extreme crimes are committed by white supremacists in this country. You know who went up there on January 6th? White supremacists. This ain't me just telling you this. You can Google this if you don't believe, but it was the Oath Keepers.
You are the God of the immigrant, but you were an immigrant. Your very creation declares that you are the God of diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Now, Alex, let me ask you a question. I gotta see where Alex went.
Yeah, right here.
Hold on. Where is
You got to
that?
find your Zoom window?
Yeah.
There he is. Okay, got it. Now, the district that she represents, does a white guy have a chance at all?
Zero.
Is it deep in the hood?
South Dallas is her main district, and then it goes to a bunch of other suburbs that are south of Dallas that are all black suburbs. I mean, there's she says it's one of the most diverse districts because it has downtown Dallas, which is some.
I mean, she's
real
spreading
estate,
like that's
but
hate.
most of her district is
Of course.
South
Do
Dallas
you ever notice that it's not hate speech when it's African Americans talking bad about any other race, but it's hate speech when it's any other race talking bad about African Americans?
If I went up there and I said African Americans commit 70% of all crimes, African American adults usually have a felony. 70% have black males. Over 70% either have a felony or have been charged with a felony.
If you went up and give
like
those
that.
stats, if you would have see that's where I think you maybe, if you had statistics and they were correct, they're modern day statistics as to what the statistical. What African American crime statistics are, and they're up to date and they're valid, and you can prove that they're valid. Combating her with that would have been the best. Say, listen, what gives you the right to categorize white people as I'm not a white supremacist at all, and you're anti. I mean, you're spreading anti-white hate speech here. Do you know that? And then you spiel off your data that you have with regards to African Americans. That would have locked her up. That couldn't have got you in trouble at all because you're only rebutting her data that she's given.
Well, I know if I could do that in kind of like a one-on-one situation, this room, it was me and prepaid wireless, and there was only 3 other white people in the whole thing. So we stuck out like a sore thumb. As a matter of fact, they knew who I was. Somebody came up to me and said, are you Alex? I said, yeah. They go, Alex Stein? I was like, yeah. They're like, okay, but they
kind of like we got our eye on you. We know it. Just don't get stupid.
They didn't say that, but they insinuated that, and then even everywhere I walked, they had a Secret Service type person around. But even when Paige, at the end of it, Paige tried to go walk up to the stage to see if Jasmine's there. I saw a lesbian Secret Service woman follow Paige all the way to the front, so they were watching us. Like you could feel their eyes. When I go into these meetings, but I thought I was going to get a one-on-one, so that's why I was like, I'm not going to disrupt it. I'm just going to get my one-on-one. I'll say something clever there. So it was just kind of her yelling and spewing out all of her opinions about white people, but there was never a chance for people to rebut or ask her questions at all. No. But I thought there was. I thought there would be a meet and greet. It was all her constituents. Everybody there was fans.
You need to do a request. You need to do an interview request.
I'm going to go to her office and just try to hang out there. I'm going to go see her in person.
But do it.
But she knows she'd never sit down for an interview with me. I mean, it'd be great if she did.
Does she know you and how disruptive you are?
She knows of me, yes. Because they had Clay Jenkins, a guy that I'm suing, the county judge that I'm suing was at the thing last night. So I was like, should I go confront him? I just played it cool because I didn't want to get kicked out of this event. And then a bunch of the city councilmen were there.
And they know
you. They all know me. They all know me. They all saw me. They were probably
a little disappointed and be like, man, we got to get greased every councilman by this guy. Why can't he give, what's he giving her a pass for?
Yeah, why are they being nice? And the only reason I did is because, Bubba, this is official like a referee's whistle. They had all these cops. They had the judge there. I was like, you know what? I should disrupt this, but I don't want them to be like, oh, he disrupted official proceeding, felony, da-da-da-da-da, especially after January 6th. I'm not worried now that Trump's in office of that happening.
Did she get sworn in at that point with a Bible and the whole 9 yards?
Yes, the Bible, the judge, everything.
Maybe after that... after the swearing-in deal and she's been, now sworn in and she's official, I think maybe any disruption after that would have
been fine. That's what I thought, too. I was like, yeah, after she's already sworn in, maybe I should do it.
Now, hold on. So Macho Man said, she said it's true, go Google it. I wonder if Google is trafficking certain articles to certain people by racial or political affiliation, Stein investigates. I wonder if Google knows who you are based on, the way algorithms they can, I'm sure that Google can probably tell what ethnicity and gender is Googling what. I mean, they know you're a man.
They can tell. They can tell on Facebook, even if you can go in your settings. I don't know if they change it, where Facebook will tell you what they think your political leanings are. It'll tell you what they think.
So Google has all the algorithms. If an African American woman is Googling something, probably from her trends, they can probably determine that it's an African American woman. And same with a white guy, or same with a Hispanic person, or something like that.
Of course, yeah. If a Mexican dude's always looking up Dodge Ram trucks or whatever.
I don't know that you have Google or not. I know you have Bing.
Yes.
But like what she said, you should Google and say, are the majority of crimes committed in the U.S. by white supremacists?
I'll Google it right now.
Just literally, Stein's Googling it right now.
Violent crime rates by race. Hold on, it's coming up. It's going kind of slow for some reason. It looks like murder rate among blacks is what % higher than for white? Okay, this is... It looks like all the other, when it comes to violence, Hispanic and black beat white people in every category.
My thing
rate of violent victimization by type of crime and demographic statistics.
Let me. What do you
Hispanic.
got?
Well, the AI part says no, white supremacists are not responsible for the majority of violent crimes in the United States. And then Reuter said white supremacist behind over 80% of extremism-related U.S. murders in 2020.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, so they narrow it down.
Well, they created a new category. You're extreme. I mean, I don't know how they can just call everybody extreme because they're white. So now they're an extremist. That's just a very vague term.
Anyway, I'd love for her. Well, she's going to go to Congress.
She won by 85%.
Oh my God, who did she go against?
Jamar Jefferson, who was a libertarian,
and she's a Democrat.
Yes.
And was there a Republican?
No.
There was not even. There wasn't even a Republican.
No.
No point.
What if you're a white dude and man, black people like you, like me? I'm a white dude and black people like me.
That's true, but just in Dallas, it's South Dallas, dude. They want a black woman to represent them. That Eddie Bernice Johnson, she was the late congresswoman, passed away. I think she was in office for like 30 years.
The mayor's African American. Dallas is just solidly Democrat, is it not?
Yes, and that's what when it comes to Texas, people are like Texas is so conservative. San Antonio is Democrat. Houston is Democrat.
Austin,
Dallas is Austin. So all the major cities are all liberal as you can get, basically. But it's just the small towns and suburbs around the big
what's that,
cities.
Lemmy?
In 2022, looks like a Republican ran against her. Former NFL wide receiver James Rodgers ran against her and got 23% of the vote.
23%.
Yeah.
An NFL player can't even win.
Yeah,
I mean, that just shows you an ex-NFL, and we love football in Texas.
We need Roger Staubach to win to go against him.
Roger Staubach's kind of a jerk. When I was a kid, I
heard Roger Staubach he's the richest former NFL player in the world, because after his career, he really didn't make that much money because the guys didn't make that much money, but he started became
Staubach
huge.
Real Estate is the biggest real estate company, but I think he sold that to one of these bigger guys.
He's one of the richest.
But Staubach, he had one of the biggest real estate holdings in Texas.
Yes, let me say $600 million. He's worth $600 million. And a poor guy probably. Let me look at Roger Staubach's career, earnings, and I bet you Roger Staubach never made more than $1 million. I mean, maybe not even $1 million.
160,000 was when he was his NFL career earnings annually. So 160,000 a year.
He made 160,000 a year.
Yes.
Well, Bubba, that's what they all used to do. Those guys used to have jobs.
Yeah.
In the off season, they'd all have.
They'd go out and sell cars,
gig.
or go out and work carpentry, or they would have to have another job to be able, because like the cornerbacks and the second string, the special team dudes were making like 31,000. Back in the day.
So they, like you said, they worked construction, or they sold cars at a car lot. I mean, they all had jobs and gigs. They used to be. They used to be a little more sophisticated back then, though. They had more respect and love for the game because they weren't paid so much. I think all this money is like this Super Bowl, Bubba. How could I be any less interested in this Super Bowl? I'm totally checked out. There's like no motivating factor to watch these two teams play, especially the Chiefs a third time in a row. It's sick.
I agree. I wanted Washington and the Bills. Yeah. I mean, just to have something different,
Dude, Washington, the whole country wanted Washington. They went out there and just crapped the bed. And Jaden Daniels, it was not his fault. They had all those fumbles. I was sick. I bet $200 on Washington to win like 900. I thought they were going to get the upset.
200 for you, man. That hurts. That hurts a brother.
Well, it's not even that, but it was because they were +6. I was like, I don't want the points, or they were +7. I forget what I took them out. I was like, they're going to win. And they could have. If they didn't have all those fumbles and they just put the game in Jaden Daniels' hands, they could have beat Philly, but they just couldn't stop their run. Saquon's too much.
Last time I checked, when we were together, you were having a little inner turmoil in the Alex Stein world. Have you addressed that at all?
Not really. No, just still more drama. But I got some good debates. I got some good stuff coming up.
No, but I'm talking about.
Hey, I gotta thank you. You gave the title for my Turning Point tour, so thank you.
I know. How about that? We were sitting I was on my recliner. You were on the couch, and you're like, "Listen, I'm going to do these Turning Point things," and they literally set a tent out on like the quad, and they encourage students or whatever to come up and give me any topic, to debate me, and it's a quick debate. We go back and forth, and they're trying to give me, like, they want me to come up with a fancy or a good title for this one-off that we're doing. Now, it's obviously
the tour title. Yeah, good tour title.
The turning point is held usually in a large venue, and that's when you and some others speak. But then they take it organically into the streets of the campus, and you go out there and like an 8-mile, kind of like an 8-mile rap battle, but it's a debate. And
I'll debate any topic, literally from
matter.
abortion to the economics to whatever they want to debate.
And so Alex is like, I got to come up with a name for this. So I just started thinking, and I gave him a suggestion.
Step up, speak up. And I like that because you want them to step up to the mic. We set up a microphone on a
now
tripod
speak up.
On a mic. And so step up, speak up, and we didn't even realize this at the time. It represents what I did to get well known by going to city council meetings.
Step up, speak up.
I stepped up to the podium and I spoke up, and you can do it too if I can.
And it's kind of abrasively engaging, meaning like, don't bitch and sit here and talk bad about what's happening in our country unless you got the balls to step up and speak up. Now we can now we can engage into banter, arguing our points in a respectful way.
And it's like FUBU, for us, by us, step up, speak up. I just everything about it.
Did you tell the Turning Point people that your radio friend, or I didn't get any credit for it?
I don't think I gave you any credit yet. I will talk to Charlie, though. When I talk to Charlie Kirk, I'm going to say
I bet you Paige remembers. I bet you Paige remembers who came up with it. I guarantee it.
Paige remembers? Yeah. I remember. I texted you immediately. I'm not trying to take credit for this. You deserve all credit. I just haven't had that conversation with Charlie.
Stolen valor.
Where is the origin?
That's right. Stolen content valor is what that is right there.
It's a little stolen valor. I need it, though. And I'm speaking at UCF. I'm going to be at UCF in Orlando, so we ought to get the whole Bubba Army to go out there.
Yeah, you got to let us know when, so I can bring some Bubba Army out there.
Yeah, we are. I think we're going to do it in April, I believe, after their spring break. So once I get that date, that'll be good because we need to get Lummy. We need to get Tuttle is already out there. He's already in Orlando. So
you could actually have Tuttle throw you some softballs. Tuttle could be a plant where he like.
We need to plant with Tuttle. Yes. That's exactly what we should have done.
Yes.
That's genius. That's genius.
Look at me. Do you know how good I would be if I was your producer? Please.
And we shouldn't tell Turning Point or anything.
No. You don't tell anybody. And Tuttle comes up and we get him a plant to give you either a really, really awkward, abrasive, like rude, like, I don't know, something. Just.
Well, you know what? The clip that goes viral is when I look kind of stupid. We need to make Tuttle make me look kind of stupid in a way.
Mr. Stein, because he looks like a complete nerd. He looks like one of the Trailer Park Boys.
You shouldn't even be on a college campus in the first place, which is kind of funny.
Right, Mr. Stein, I got a question for you. And then he completely kind of owns you a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he has. I think that's for the clip. He needs to I need to be kind of shaken a little bit, or you
don't got anything to say there, huh, big timer, huh? What you got there for me, buddy?
Yeah, I agree. I think Tuttle would be so funny. We just got to pick a topic like abortion or something funny where he wins the debate. You know what I mean? I think that's what that clip of the kid me saying,
Mr. Stein,
show me your balls.
Does your experience in flipping used junk cars to the public have anything to do with your success? Because rumor has it that you worked at a buy here. Your dad owns a buy here, pay here lot along with a bondsman service, and that you come from a kind of the shady area of Dallas, Texas, Mr. Stein. Does that have anything to do with you?
Very shady, very grimy area. I came from the trenches, so Tuttle, you don't want to mess with a guy with the history that I have. So
Tuttle doesn't, he doesn't want to. He was not going to mess with you. Although we could.
No, I know, but we need to set it up like we are. I need to get mad at it. Like I need to flip the table and kind of almost hit Paul at him.
Hold on, listen. Since we should have you like clothesline. Tuttle will take a bump. Tuttle will take a bump.
We need a bump. He needs to bump me. He needs to come jump on me or something.
No. Well, maybe clothesline you. You take a bump. That way,
I take the bump. Imagine I say something to him. I'm saying, "Oh,
that way the turning point people, like if they didn't know the gimmick and you accosted him, they'd be like, "Man, we can't use Alex Stein anymore because he's too volatile and he might hit people." But if Tuttle gives you like a crossface, and maybe we get hardway juice. Then,
Are we writing up a wrestling match or a bid for Stein?
We are. Yes, Seth, we are. This is wrestling. This is total work. We need Tuttle to beat me up.
All good entertainment. All good things are a work. Let's just be honest.
I agree.
So Tuttle,
you want Tuttle to take Stein's folding chair and hit him over the head with it?
Maybe.
Potentially. Yes, that would be hilarious.
Right,
yes.
and then we get you some color. Get you some hardway juice. And
just kind of blood, just a little blood.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to nick.
I know how to do it. I'll do it for you.
Is there a way to do it where it's just a small, because all you need is a little drop, and then that'll look like a lot of blood.
We'll go through all that. I'm gonna have to
teach
you how to.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I'm gonna teach you how to gig. Yeah.
You're gonna teach him the Hogan way by putting the razor blade in his mouth?
You're my gigger.
You to bring the Texas Hangman, Bubba?
I'm your gigger.
Will you put the razor blade in his mouth, Bubba?
No, you put the razor. Well, I don't know where we're gonna put it with him.
In the lip, because you used to dip it.
Hit the thing. When he goes to cover up like that, he do 2 swipes. The next thing you know, can you imagine if he hit you in the head with a chair? It drew color. And how big that would go. That might be that could be a 10 million, 20 million hit deal.
Easy, and we'd have to sell it. If we sold it right and they thought it was real,
we got hold on.
With a backpack. He's gonna be sitting in a backpack.
It's all about how it's shot. We got to shoot it from behind. So and then
we'll have multiple angles and we'll be in control of the edit. Where it's not gonna be a live deal. We're gonna be able to edit it.
We got to shoot it right. We might even pre-gig you. And have him put a hat on you, so then it irritates it.
And then rip the Band-Aid. Yeah, how do you pre-gig? Because then won't it close up?
You pre-gig, and then put a little Vaseline on it so it coagulates, and then you just hit you let it with your hand, just hit it, boom, and it opens it up. Yeah.
I'm down for some blood and on UCF. Have Tuttle hit me because we can do some real debates, and then that's kind of that.
Tuttle's
that's
the Tuttle will be like the last one. Be like, I've waited all day, Mr. Stein. I got some uncomfortable questions for you, and and then he just starts zinging you, and then you're like, listen, you need to get out of here. You need to get removed. And he's like, I'm not leaving. And then he kind of wrestles around with something, and then he gets a chair somehow. We have a chair, tucked away, already folded, and he goes.
There's going to be folding chairs. There's going to be because we have a folding table. That wouldn't look that weird to have a chair.
And he literally just whacks you over the head with it. You're probably going to get a little bump. And then I show you how to do color as you're going down, and then boom. You come up and you look like Dusty Rhodes when he used to get hit. Like, really?
Then throw his shoes on the roof. Then throw his shoes on the roof like you did that one time.
That's a great video. That video got over 10 million.
What's the most you've ever got? What's the most you've ever got?
On a video, when I did that Go Insane for Ukraine, put a bullet in Putin's brain, that video was so crazy because it kept getting remixed. All these people, and there's a great song, it's by the Remix Bros. I think it's like Alex Stein Remix Bros, where they took it and they made an actual good song out of it. That one just got millions and millions.
Did you get any money off of it?
A little. I think I made like $2,000 off YouTube.
They could do hit me with your best shot, or they could do all kinds of things if you're going to do a remixed video kind of deal. But I just think
you got to see it. They did it like this rap song. They used my lyrics, and it's really good. It's just you got to kind of hear it. It's actually really
send me a link
good.
to it if you could.
But my biggest video of all time is the AOC Big Booty Latina. That was the one that was like, he's Alex Stein.
I gotta let you go because I'm running late. But did you get a chance to watch Ep 3?
Yes, it was epic. Yes, we did watch it. Yeah, we actually watched it back on the damn plane when we were going back.
What I'm saying is, isn't it amazing what that tape?
Roger was good in it.
I know, but don't give it away. But
Pete Davidson should have been in jail already. I don't understand.
People don't know how that tape was used. I mean, it wasn't just the Bubba Hogan sex tape. That tape was used to do some really some stuff that people don't know about.
Well, what's crazy is once you start unraveling this thing, all the people that are connected to it, it's crazy how your situation got brought up years later because it had to do with the current situation with Trump. I mean, it's just very bizarre. I guess how small the world is, you would say.
Yeah, I know.
All the people that are connected.
I wonder if Trump will.
Howard Hogan, Trump. You have literally some of those
and think about
people.
Howard Hogan, Trump. Howard Hogan, Trump. that there's those
FBI. I mean, this is.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be crazy. I think it's gonna really. I think it's going to really open up some people's minds on the whole situation in general, and that I'm not just been sitting here feeling sorry for myself for the last 10 years. That there's actually some validity into what I've been saying.
Well, and let's say even for the haters, let's say that somebody hates you, you've paid your punishment, you've done your time. But if people can't. If people want to still hate you, that's on them at this point. So I think this is a good moment to put this out. I think you're going to get a big bump from it. But people are going to hate you for when this blows up. You know what I mean? Are you worried about that backlash?
I mean, see, it almost like the more they hate you, the more over you are. You know what? We need more trolls, I think.
Well,
and this is the one thing I know I got to go, but you did a good job in the edit. How you didn't put yourself over too much. The first edit, I thought it was good too. But the first edit, you're in the white SL Mercedes and you're driving around in a Power Pig. I mean, you literally look like you're a bigger deal than Howard. You seem like the biggest DJ in the world. It was very cool, but then you kind of made it a little more subtle and took some more self-deprecating shots. But it gives it a more neutral feeling, so it makes it just seem more accurate. But I liked it like that, and you still put yourself over. You still look badass.
At the end. But at the end, when we're wrapping it all up, and what are people doing now?
That was sad. I can see why you got emotional for that.
I did. I cry. I cry every time just because it's been such a journey, and I've been fighting this fight for so long, and this story never got to be told because it gets settled, and nobody covers settled stories. So you had to do a documentary and dig into the court files. Isn't it amazing that those people just got complete? I mean, all the evidence.
I don't know how they got off. That doesn't even make sense. On the biggest deal, the biggest tape ever. If anybody should go to jail for something like that, you would think those guys.
Yeah.
Seth, do you agree with that?
Especially Keith Davidson, but we'll get into that later. But it's a great doc. I can't wait for it to come out. I think you're going to get a lot of.
All right, my man. We got to go. I love you.
Love you guys.
Bye now.
See ya.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
You guys watch it.
I'm going to watch as my car's slowly sinking into the Gulf when I'm sitting in it.
The Gulf of America?
The Gulf of, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are you going to the Bay or are you going to the Gulf?
What's the Bay?
Tampa Bay.
Is that where they have like the is that where like the parades and stuff are for the boat parades?
Oh, I was just saying like we're here.
No, but what's by Alney Arena and shit? Is that Tampa Bay or is that
technically? Yes.
Okay, well,
it's a channel.
Okay, what channel?
Well, I was gonna say because you can just take a right out of here, 7-Eleven, and just go straight and run right into the bay.
Dude, I'll go to a YMCA swimming pool at this point. I'm ready to
drop it in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Get a new car for a new battery.
Well, you can time compress that spot if you only need a second.
I can what?
Time squeeze it.
Hold on.
Hey, thanks for the help with the car, man. I appreciate it.
You can time squeeze it.
How do you do that?
Where are you at time-wise right now?
Let me see here. 1025.
I mean, it'd be nice to have a Lummy review, but.
I'd rather just have a Seth review, It's a second pitch. Stretch. Then what they were just talking about. 61.
It's not even a secret. Everybody already saw it.
The fans?
Yeah. I think even the Jew Boy Die guy's seen it.
Oh yeah, he's one of the first.
That's perfect.
Big Frog Transport and West to West Construction bring you the 54th Annual Internationals.
You like to save it? Okay. You want to cut this tomorrow morning? Can you look out here?
Yeah, I get that.
The fire inspector, he's seen it.
Big Frog Transport and West to West Construction bring you the 54th Annual Internationals. Witness history being made with 5 nights of Lucas Oil Super Late Model Racing. Tuesday, February 4th through Saturday, February 8th. Saturday night, 25,000 to win. Almost all the national super late model drivers will be there. Hudson the New Deal O'Neill, Jonathan Superman Davenport, Devin the Mayor Moran, Bobby the Smooth Operator Pierce, Kyle Killer Bronson, Tyler Turbo Herb, Bisha, RTJ, and many more. Watch these superstars sling their 1,000 horsepower slide jobs on Ocala's 3/8 high bank D-shaped oval. This is the largest national spotlight Ocala Speedway has had in its 73 years of existence. If you like short track racing, you've got 5 nights, February 4th through the 8th, to watch this historic event in person. 6 over to 3, grandstands 5, hot lap 6, racing 7. It's the Lucas Oil Super Late Models at Ocala Speedway. For more information, go to ocalospeedway.com or our Facebook page. Sunbelt Rental, Transport, and West to West Construction bring you the 54th Annual Winter Nationals. Witness history being made with 5 nights of Lucas Oil Super Late Model Racing. Tuesday, February 4th through Saturday, February 8th.
Is Babyface in tomorrow?
I think so. Thursday.
I might have to text him. I thought he said he might be out. I know Tuds is good.
Sunbelt Rentals, Mike's Lawnmower, your official scat dealer. Beard
Oh, fuck. Forgot I texted Terry yesterday and she didn't write me back. That's what I do to other people. How rude. I sent her a personalized cameo. Free.
Broadcasting live from the Aquabito Studios, aquabito.com/Bubba. It's the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I don't know who's on my phone line this late, but I got to get the hell out of here. I'm headed to Ocala. Who's this?
23 Michigan, Bubba.
23 Michigan.
Hey, I'm a little bit behind. Comment on the cage-free laws that went into 10 states, including Michigan here.
Yeah.
So it's a little deceiving. So what it actually is, instead of, say, 1 chicken was allowed 1 square foot cage, they're putting 20 chickens in a 20 square foot cage, calling it free range. It's the same square footage, but just a bigger cage, but there's more birds. And the problem is chickens are very dominant, so they'll actually kill the less dominant chickens. So out of those 20, you might end up with 5, 2 or 3 months down the road. It's complete horseshit.
It's a chicken caper gone wild, my friend.
It's a chicken caper gone wild, buddy.
I appreciate you. Thank you, buddy.
All right, trucking across UP, Michigan here. We got 4 feet of snow.
Be careful. Keep it between the lines, my friend.
All right, buddy. Have a good day.
Pigmentation out, Bubba. Pigmentation out.
Operation Pigmentation, your favorite African-American slanted / views of the world.
The podcasts are rolling right now. They're back on track. Arrows pointing up. We beat last month.
We did?
Oh, yeah. We're already up 5,000 over last month.
Nice. You can go to our website, BubbaArmyHQ.com, and get them all. You can go to Spotify, Google, iHeart. It doesn't matter. Wherever you get podcasts.
A lot of people, Bubba, have been going to iHeart lately.
Good. We love that. But you can also go to YouTube and get them that way as well. And if you're a member of our YouTube channel, you can watch them visually. Lovey, anything coming up? Are you and Red doing your thing?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Seth Kushner, I'll help you get your car started.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian, Lummit.
It's Seth, co-host and president of podcasting.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter programming.
Rhett, the filthy ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repent